We're going live.
We're live.
Hi, Mitch.
Live with me talking like a boomer. There we go.
Yeah, nobody heard that part. Anyway, welcome to the show. We are going to start with the broadcast of the Twitter space here in the next 10 minutes. But I wanted to kind of open our studio a little bit earlier for the cool kids. And we might do a little bit afterwards as well. But we'll just see how it goes, how the night goes. What are you expecting tonight, Mitch?
Not really sure. I mean, I was just going to go on, kind of talk about Project Decentralized Revolution and what's been going on in the world lately, and seeing what our good friend Joshua Halavka is going to bring to the table. That should be interesting.
Yeah, I know that there's a lot of people that want to ream Josh right now. I talked to him a little bit about it last night.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering why they invited us on, if I'm being frank. Just
I said the same thing. I said the same thing to Rob earlier. I was like, I don't know if they realize who they invited. Like, it's okay though. I told him, but like I told him and Josh, you know, if we're gonna only get it once, let's make it a good one.
I mean, are we planning on taking any anyone in the audience questions?
Yeah,
I mean, we're talking about the Mises Caucus platform here. Like, I'm sure that the possibility that anyone could walk on in.
Yeah, like, so the four of us, me, you, Rob, and Josh, will obviously have speaker access. And then, you know, we'll shoot the shit the way we do, and then we'll just kind of open the floodgates and see what's up. Yeah, Tom Water. Yes, I'm so ready for this too. I want to see what's going to happen. It's going to be interesting for sure. Yeah, man. Oh, and episode 100 is going to be on Tuesday. I have my box of goodies to send Mitch.
Where is it? You still haven't sent it?
No, I'm going to next day air it. I had to collect some things. You said do your worst, so I've been going around my house scrounging up different things.
Jesus Christ, Tim.
It's going to be it's going to be an event when you open that box.
I'm afraid to open the box now.
It might get seized by DEA, honestly, but, you know, we'll see.
Oh, for the love of God, Tim.
Well, I'll tell you what's not coming. I tried to order you a bag of dicks and a chocolate dick and dick confetti. And I was trying to see if somebody had made 3 penis wine, and I was going to send you that too. But fortunately for you, I could not find all those things in time.
Oh, man.
He's speechless.
You know, I really shouldn't have said do your worst. For those who don't know, he messaged me wanting to get my address to send the Pocky chip. I assumed the Pocky chip at this point.
Yeah, that's what it was going to be. Yeah, that was it. That's all I was planning on sending.
I sent that, and I just said, do your worst, sort of like in preparation of, like, I'm ready for this.
Yeah.
You seem to have taken this to a whole other extreme.
I was telling Rob earlier, I was like, I feel challenged. I feel like I have to do something now.
Man.
Yeah. It's all right. The stuff I've got in here, some of it's funny. I don't know.
There's things I want to say about that chip right now, but that I can't say until after the trial. But trust me, it'll get funny.
Yeah, it's going to be a good show.
It's going to be a great episode.
It's going to be so good. And then with our luck, like the moment you bite into the chip, your camera's going to freeze. That's what'll happen.
Oh man!
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh hi,
Mark. Yeah, man.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I met Mark from that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice guy.
Like the real Mark?
Yeah, Mark Cicero, the actor.
Yeah,
he was at one of those cons.
5 beers deep, going for your 6. Oh yeah, Mitch, are you drinking on tonight's thing, or are you just?
No, I got to wake up early tomorrow too, so still got work.
Okay.
You know, that generic dog food isn't going to sell itself.
That's right. Oh my God. Hi, Chris. Oh, hi. Josh is here. What's up, Josh?
What's up, Tim?
We are waiting to start the space. It's going to be fun. If you want to try to simulcast, like I said in our chat, I think the best option for everybody would be just to join on the space, and I'll make sure your names are brightly colored.
Oh shit, Greg Cicero. Why not Mark Cicero? Why did I say Mark Cicero? Fuck, I'm not even drinking and my mind's gone.
I know Josh is drinking, right?
Hell yeah, I got the Captain Morgan on deck tonight. We're going to get it lit. We're just treating this like another episode of Swamp Creatures, guys. It's the bonus episode.
Yeah, this is going to be the pre-show to episode 100. It's going to be great.
This is 99.5.
And I'm bringing the cash tonight.
You got cash?
No, I just got controversy.
Yeah.
That brings cash.
Yeah.
Brings cash. I promise.
Yeah. So like I was telling Mitch, like I think we just kind of like roll. We start off with what we normally do, like what are you drinking tonight? What's it going on? All that kind of stuff. Thanks for the MC letting us take over. I don't know if they fucked up or not, but here we are. and then if we want to talk about some new stuff, we can, or we just open the floodgates and just let people ask whatever they want to ask.
Why not?
Either way.
Cum drinker, horse cum drinker, or couch fucker?
Ooh.
I don't like. I don't know.
Dump truck. Cum drinker or couch fucker?
Survey says cum drinker. She can relate.
Cum drinker.
Oh,
or
you
couch
didn't.
Fucker.
Horse cum.
Yeah, he had to specify.
Yeah.
So
it's a very big difference.
Because Wallace had that in his stomach pumped in college because he drank too much horse cum.
Oof. Is that the story? Oh, no.
Yeah. Apparently, his fraternity was hazing him, and part of the hazing ritual was they would make them chug horse cum.
Nice.
My wife, dump truck over here, is about to have like a vomiting attack hearing this. But yeah, apparently he drank so much horse semen that he had to go to the hospital, get his stomach pumped, and had a very long speech from the doctor about why you don't drink horse semen.
All right, here's the deal, dude. If you're willing to commit that much, I have to respect you. Like, somebody who fucks a couch is just desperate and horny, but the guy who takes the hazing...
Fucker.
Yeah, the guy
couch fucker. Are you okay, couch fucker?
But the guy who, like, takes the hazing to the max so that he has to be hospitalized... Like that guy gets the respect, I think.
Look, I joined a fraternity. None of my pledge class went to the hospital. None of the pledge class I was pledge master for went to the hospital.
I don't think you were doing it right.
Maybe I wasn't, man.
Tim Waltz giving Bosch a run for his money.
This is where we need Rob to come on too, because I'm pretty sure he was a frat guy. But maybe you can weigh in on this.
Yeah.
So I used to work at a smoke shop / sex store, and they would just send us random shit in the sex shop. The fuck is that?
My pledge rifle.
Oh, there we go. Nice stuff. If you got that from New Galaxy Gifts, you're welcome.
That's what you walked into. Horse cum and couch fucking. That's where we're at. Hey, boys.
America.
I
just want to ask Joe, real quickly. Josh, you being the frat boy, I need to ask. Would you ever have any use for an inflatable goat? No.
I got enough pussy in college where I didn't need anything inflatable.
No, I'm talking about for frat purposes.
Nope. I got enough pussy in college.
No. I'm talking hazing.
I could just get hoes to do that for me, though.
Yeah, but the thing is, they sent us this thing, and I never knew how the fuck to get rid of it.
You gift it to somebody, bro. That's the ultimate gag gift. Like, ha ha ha, we're boys right here. Here's a fucking goat that you can fuck later, you fucking goat fucker. Like, you don't have any friends that you did dude shit with when you were younger?
Tess. All right.
Man, younger me who ran this store would have really liked to have used that idea.
Yo.
Goat fucker.
Guys, go jump onto the space. It's open. It's 9 o'clock.
It's open?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
I'm going to pull you from here. Go. All right, boys. We're getting ready to get started. They are on their way. And, of course, I have a work call right now. What the hell? Hey, Quincy, what's up? Go ahead and kick it off, Mitch. Hang on a second. Go ahead, Mitch. I got you in as a speaker. Go ahead and kick it off. I got a work call just came through.
All right. Oh, that's lovely, Tim. Just at the nick of time. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Swamp Creatures podcast. Hopefully our good friend Josh will get on here in a second. So it looks like I'm going to have to do this all solo. So yeah, we're going to have a fun little show here tonight. Kind of just treat it like an episode of Swamp and hopefully bring some people on to talk here as well. Oh, there's Mr. Josh. How do I add him on? If I even have the power to. That's all Mises. So that's all Tim. Lovely. Lovely.
There we go. I'm in now, Mitch.
Okay, perfect. There we go. We got that.
All right. Awesome here. So I'm going to start it off like we do every night when we start off in the swamp here, boys. So, Tim, I know you're on a work call, so we'll circle back to you last. But, Mitch, what you drinking tonight?
And this is where I have to be the first one to disappoint it of the night because I got to work tomorrow morning, so I just got water.
Ooh.
It's the worst episode of the Swamp.
Mitch, I'm hurt by that. I got to work tomorrow too, bud, and I got Captain Morgan private stock. I got a little bit of this DC Moda little flip switch pen vape over here, and we're just going to have ourselves a good old time and talk some liberty and some nonsense tonight.
Sounds good.
Are you back from your call, or is work being fake and gay to you again?
More likely than not, fake and gay.
Fake and gay heard. All right there. Awesome. So, Mitch, what do we want to talk about tonight?
Well, I don't know. It seems like all of Twitter is talking about how, horse cum versus couch fucking. So, yeah, that's where we were at right before we started here.
We were talking about couch fucking versus horse cum drinking here and almost making my wife throw up all over my living room. But, you know, this is probably a great topic for everybody to walk on into to start this space out there. So, Mitch, what side are you on? Couch fucker or horse cum drinker?
I mean, couch fucking seems more dignified, but at the same time, you spelt out the whole frat thing. Like, but I was never in a frat, so I'm not as crazy as you in that regard.
I mean, look, all I'm saying is I did a lot of weird and maybe crazy shit when I was pledging a fraternity, but never was I made to chug so much horse semen that I had to get taken to the hospital, have my stomach pumped, and then have a doctor sit there and lecture me about the dangers of continuing to guzzle horse semen in large quantities. So, I mean, yeah, I think there's something a little bit more dignified to, you know, being a couch fucker than being a horse cum guzzler, because that takes you to a real low that I don't know how you recover from.
Hi, guys.
Oh, welcome back, Tim.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I got to say, though,
yeah.
What does that say about where America is that that's what we're talking about?
Look, you know.
Oh, you guys started off with the horse cum and couch fucking?
Yeah, why wouldn't we? That's where we were at right before we started.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like a regular episode, man. We just go.
What better way to represent what happens on this show?
Yeah, that's right. If you never heard of the Swamp Creatures before, yeah, that's exactly a good synopsis of our show. Drinking horse cum and fucking couches. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We are America.
Stepsisters.
To answer your question, I'm still drinking Heaven's Door. I'm going to finish this bottle before we do our 100th episode on Tuesday. So that's going to be good. I'm going to finish this bottle tonight because libertarians have a way about making me need to drink. And so
yeah,
it's going to be good, man.
Agree. Wholeheartedly agree.
So let me see. Have you guys really gotten anything rolling? I did see that people have requested to join to speak already. Go ahead and put yourselves in line because we are going to be taking as many calls as possible before we got to get out of here. I don't know who fucked up and gave us the keys, but we got the keys to the national platform, boys. Let's run wild on this bitch. It's gonna.
All
be
right.
It's going to be interesting.
So now that we've gotten through horse cum and couch fucking, just to start off a quick and hot here, what do we want to talk about?
Well, first I got to say thanks to the Mises Caucus for letting us take it. You know, all jokes aside, this is where I met everybody, and it's been a good time. We disagree a lot, and you will see that throughout the show, I'm sure. But, you know, we have a good time. And so if it wasn't for this organization, I wouldn't have met many of the people that I know now and consider to be dear friends for life. And so I couldn't be more happy to be taking over the national page, even if it is our first and last time doing it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how you're on this one.
That's it. Yeah. Go ahead.
Bro, I mean, if we're being real, the swamp creatures basically exist because of the MC, particularly down here in Florida. Like that's how we all started. Was meeting one night.
Yeah. Did I lose space? No. Y'all.
It literally started in the Florida Mises Caucus, like a Discord server, talking about like, all right, this is what we're gonna do now that like the convention's over and we got time till the next one.
Yeah. All right. I guess I can't switch between accounts while I'm here. That's okay. I'm learning.
Were you trying to send bots our way?
No, that's fine. Do you guys want to start taking some calls and seeing what's on everybody's mind? We got 2 lined up right now. Let's go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Because you're not responding to my question. So.
No, I'm just assuming you're going with it, man.
Okay, yeah, I'll go with it. Here, this guy's requested twice. I don't even know how the fuck to say your name. What's up, dude? You're in. Impure something. Yeah, you muted. There you go.
Yep, sorry, it was pissing.
Yeah, do it live.
God, pull the fake. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is going on with MAGA right now? Like, I know.
Oh yeah, they're melting down. They're melting down about Joe Rogan.
Yeah, fucking cat turd blocked me earlier. I know this isn't really like libertarian in nature, but I mean it's swampy.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, no, it's fine.
I'm about it. Let's talk some shit.
Yeah.
So are you referring to the Joe Rogan thing? Joe Rogan made some comments, positive comments about RFK, and now everybody's freaking out about it. Even though he clarified later that, oh no, this isn't an endorsement, and you should only listen to Dave Smith for my political opinions.
Yeah. And then fucking Tim Pool and a cat turd, which is a weird thing to even say, are going at each other.
Who even runs Cat Turd?
It's a funny account. I don't care who runs it.
I don't. Pictures I see of that dude are really real. He looks like a fucking like cartoon character in real life.
He looks like Doug Dimmadome.
Yeah, it looks like Doug Dimmadome and fucking like Yosemite Sam had a retarded baby. That's what it looks like.
And oh god, yeah. No, but like he blocked me today because let me find the exact post. Like this just happened. Oh fuck, what did I say?
You told him to go fuck a couch and drink horse cum.
No, it was a very benign post. I was like, in quotes, be blindly loyal and don't criticize Trump, otherwise you don't support him, unquote. This is how you lose. It is incumbent upon people who want to see Trump back in the White House to hold his feet to the fire so he's the best version of himself.
Yeah, you're doing Twitter wrong. That's why he blocked you. You're doing it wrong. Yeah. You can't have reasonable conversation there.
It's funny because I was like essentially implying that he was a Maoist earlier, saying like, "Oh yeah, no, dude, your struggle sessions are fucking retarded," and that was fine, but because he did the same thing with Rittenhouse.
Yeah, well, between Rogan and Rittenhouse, there is really this bizarre struggle session vibe, as you said. Of like trying to snap people into. And the thing with Rogan is it's not even like he was ever Mr. MAGA. He was never a Trump guy. He's been kind of nice to him on occasions, but it's never been like he came out and endorsed Trump. I mean, he voted for Jorgensen in 2020.
Yeah, and then Bernie in 2016, right?
Yeah, and before that, he went on I think it was either David Letterman or Jay Leno when Ron Paul was on. He went on as well as another guest. And he was wearing a Ron Paul 2012 shirt.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Like, he's always been, like, out of the normal, like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Joe Rogan has always been just an icon in the counterculture movement because everything that Joe Rogan talks about, that he stands for, the guests he brings on his show, that he exposes to hundreds of millions of people around the world, you know, these aren't normies who are talking about regular shit. These are special, exceptional people that he's bringing on and really giving you some like different insight to the world that you're probably, unless you're, you know, like normies are never gonna like experience. It's just the reality of things. Like these, like Joe Rogan is a very special individual, and the types of people that he introduces the world to are just like that, and just normies just don't understand it, which is like hilarious to me.
If I were to give like an analogy for how I'd view like Rogan and like the kind of more huge mega influencers like Pazzard, it's like Rogan is like a Soho forum debate, whereas the MAGA people are like a presidential debate, like what we had with Biden. Like it's surface level, basic shit. Whereas with Rogan, it's a lot more in depth. There's a lot more. It's focused on one specific thing generally.
Hey, while we're going here, Tumwater, I don't know if I can say your first name or not, but welcome. The speaker has been activated.
Thank you. I'm glad you could have me. I am drinking Modelo tonight. 6
yes, sir.
Deep. Actually, no, I'm 7 beers deep. Coming off an 80-hour work week, so I'm ready to fucking cut loose, if you know what I mean.
Hell yeah, dude. Welcome to Duke's Show. Yeah. And I wanted to cut in here to welcome the Duke of Tumwater on, but also to extend the invitation to others. We still have room. We're going to get Robin here in the next 20 minutes or so, and then everybody else, Yeah, keep going. Sorry to interrupt.
I am happy to be here. I definitely know a lot of you guys IRL, but I prefer to remain anonymous. But
yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I'm definitely glad you guys have me on here. This is a pleasant surprise. I was just, browsing
bouncing
the
up
internet one day, and I found out, oh shit, and then definitely happy to be here.
Hey, bouncing off of Impure's topic, what do you think about the MAGA chuds freaking out about Joe Rogan and Mark?
Yeah, I think they're a bunch of fucking retards, honestly. It's like Joe Rogan, he's just a regular guy. He's not someone who's like intentionally trying to mislead you or bullshit you. So I don't see why they're just like to them, anybody who doesn't 100% fall in line is an enemy. But, Joe Rogan isn't like fucking Joy Ann Reid or any of those corporate press hacks. He's like actual genuine guy, and he's not like super, he doesn't have Trump derangement syndrome or anything, and I don't see why. I feel like they're directing their negative energy at the wrong person,
Yeah.
Does anyone else get the feeling that the right is really starting to adopt the worst elements of the left?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like right-wingers are starting to turn into Movie Bob.
Movie Bob.
No. That's a deep
Okay,
cut,
I'm going to be the idiot here. Who's Movie Bob?
Yeah, he's just a fat-ass movie critic from Boston who's like, who's basically, he's like a real-life version of Ignatius J. Riley from Confederacy of Dunces, except he's a total shit-lib.
There's your summation, Mitch.
Yeah, but
I have to see this.
But I mean, to touch on what you were saying there with like, what the fuck is wrong with the MAGA people and why are they acting like leftists, is that, let's keep it really real with ourselves here, boys and girls. Why are they doing it? Because it fucking worked for the leftists. So why can't it work for us too, or them too? Like, that's exactly what they're doing. They're like, all right, well, if you want to play that fucking game, we're going to play it back, and we're going to be just as fucking, like, dedicated to it. And then this is where I've been talking about for years, if you guys have been watching, for those of you who've been watching the show, is that this is where this escalation keeps going and why you have to take the moral high road if you want to ride the moral high horse. Because if you start going and playing their game and saying that, oh, well, they would do the same to us, like, that's where you automatically lose, because it then opens the door for them to take it to the next step. And for them to go, all right, well, you took it to the level we were at. Well, now that opens up the door for us to go to the next level. And you know what the next level looks like, boys and girls? It looks like your kids getting their dicks chopped off in school by your teachers behind your back without your knowledge.
It's textbook power politics. Yeah. It's like, I think Count Dankula made this analogy one time. It's like building a tank and then being surprised when the next person comes in and then turns the tank on you.
Right.
It's like that's going to happen, and you give them the infrastructure to be authoritarian asshats, and then they end up being it, and then you're surprised that it happened. It's like, well, you built it. What do you mean?
The tank was built to tread.
Yeah, exactly.
Has treads on there for a reason.
Yeah, let me tell you what.
I wasn't even thinking that. Hell yeah.
Act over and over again and thinking this time it'll work.
Yep, that's insanity.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about the MAGA chuds. Yeah, they're fucking nuts. I don't know. They're not convincing me to vote for them. Kamala's pick for VP is not, which Kamala could never convince me to begin with. But this Waltz pick, this did not do it for me either. Socialism is another, one person's socialism is another person's neighborly. That was the quote that got him in a lot of trouble. We were saying before the show, to kind of swamp it up a little bit, the horse cum thing, I actually have more respect for that just because he committed to the hazing. Like he took it, he went all in.
It was just some skull and bones shit.
All in, but like he chugged horse cum. What are you talking? How do you?
It's all in, dude.
Because wait a minute. We went from horse paste to horse cum now. What the
yeah. Horse paste not acceptable. Horse cum, that's okay.
You missed the whole conversation.
Yeah, it's like that funny meme where it's like Dennis Prager says, "Hey Vouch, would you like to try some of my horse skewer?" Where it's like Vouch is like, "Fuck no, fuck off, you fucking fash." And then it shows a horse like, "Hey Vouch, would you like to try some of my quote horse skewer?" Unquote. Then he's like, "Oh my god, yes, I want that horse cock."
Yes, he does. Yeah, man.
Yeah, by the way, the whole story of, I'm from Washington State, and the Mr. Hands guy, he actually is from the town of Enumclaw, which is literally just an hour or so north of where I grew up.
Yeah. Damn.
I mean, he grew up too, but it was up the ass.
Yeah, so
good God, that was such a horrifying video, by the way. Oh my God.
Wait, there's a video?
Yes, there's a video. It's one of the classic shock videos on the internet.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying there was a video of Tim Wall.
Don't even.
Two guys, one horse, and I first heard about it from somebody.
Dude,
I'm not going to tell you what it is, but...
I love the chaos.
God, you just unlocked a memory that I wish you hadn't unlocked, you son of a bitch.
Oh, God.
Unlocked or uncocked.
Well, since we're talking about the early days of the internet, though, wow, that was an era. I'm assuming that you all were around during that time.
Yeah.
Like, that was a time...
Well, I mostly hung out on Facebook discussion boards when they were still a thing.
Discussion boards, IRC chats.
Still a thing.
What's that?
I said I was on AOL fucking chat rooms when they were still a thing.
Yeah, we were all born in the 90s.
Except
Well, I gotta say, I was a pretty sheltered kid, so I didn't really get to experience the best of it, to tell you the truth.
You were saying that earlier, like Mitch said, you unlocked a memory, and I was thinking, you remember the kids used to play that game where you say like you lost and it was the game or whatever. Well, this is like the same version, but you say something like "kids in the sandbox," and then like people who know what that is, people who know what that is, they all just lost.
Lemon party.
Okay.
So on that note, I just want to say, if things ever sync with all political parties, just remember there's one political party that'll never let you down, and that is the Lemon Party.
Oh, no.
Fuck off.
I'd say I'm more about them rainbow parties, if you know what I mean.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you and Matt Gaetz, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. That's like, and it's always sunny reference. It's from the high school reunion episode when Charlie's talking about rainbow parties where kids used to give each other like blowjobs and have like.
Yeah. Yeah, they go and like get the paint all over them, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like the narrative is just going wild around everything right now. Like it's just gone from 0 to 100. Every other day we're waking up to something crazier. It started with Trump getting shot. It probably started even before that, but it feels like it really kicked off with Trump getting shot. And then Biden's gone. Now we have Kamala and the horse cum dude. And it dawned on me today. I'm positive Michelle Obama is voting for Donald Trump.
You think so?
Interesting.
Yeah, hear me out. Hear me out, dude.
I'm hearing you.
If we're to believe Politico insiders and people like that, Michelle Obama fucking hates Kamala Harris. And think about this from her perspective. Every poll she's been put in against Trump, she wins easy. So she has to watch this bitch that her husband called a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Go up there and take something that she knows that she could win easy, no problem.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'd vote for Donald Trump too.
Jeez. I don't think she's going to do that. If anything, she'll just stay at home.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to go out that day.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. There will be no photo ops of the Obamas voting for Kamala.
It's truly amazing that we transitioned from horsecock to Michelle Obama. I think they may be connected in some way, but
yeah, Big
I
Mike,
was about
baby.
to say, what's the difference?
Hey man, Big Mike has competition with Kamala apparently.
No.
Like all this kicked off when Obama, I guess, called Kamala a beautiful woman in a speech, and after that, Michelle Obama went on a vacation by herself.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Big Mike had to go have some fun after that.
I see a lot of familiar faces that are in the space. Again, the lines are open. If you'd like to join, just put in a request and I will approve it. We are no holds bars. I don't care if you're a hater, a lover, or if you have a big black horse cock, you can join.
I don't know, but now I'm wondering if Libertarians for RFK is the guy that was at Young Americans for Liberty over the weekend. If so, that guy was a trip.
Wait, what? I was reading
No,
something.
I was at the Young Americans for Liberty convention over the weekend. There was one of the Colorado RFK guys that I talked to there while smoking cigarettes. That was a trip.
That's a good segue into a controversial topic that everyone wants to talk about. What's up?
Hey, it's the elephant in the fucking room. Let's be real.
Let's talk about it.
All right, so let's ask our us that host the show regularly each week. We talk about this all the time, but let's kind of let the other guys give their take, and then we kind of jump in and run over. So Duke, if you want to start, or Impure, one of you guys want to go, and then we got more requests to join.
Yay, Rex in the house.
Yeah, Rec is going to join us, and I'm approving Hector as well. Come on in. Yeah,
this is gonna get fun.
Yeah, so whichever, like I said, Duke and Impure were here first. If you guys wanna kick it off, your thoughts on the RFK fundraising deal, the LP doing it with Colorado and the LNC, and now Florida.
Florida's joining with Colorado. Are they trying to put RFK on the?
Not that. No, the fundraising deal.
No, fundraising.
Gotcha.
And real quickly, I just want to say I think the fundraising thing is a great compromise. That way you can have your cake and eat it too. One of those rare instances.
So, first of all, I would like to say I am going for my 8th drink now. It's a
Spirit of the
Jack and Coke made with Jack Daniel's Tennessee Apple.
Let's go, dude.
As far as the RFK thing goes, I would say I honestly haven't really been keeping up with Libertarian Party politics lately. But my first instinct would be to say, at least as far as what my friend has told me about this, it's that I would say as far as the whole setup of where he does a fundraiser, we take 10% of the funds. I think that could potentially be a good thing because if he makes a lot of money, we could end up making quite a big chunk of change as well. But I don't really know all the ins and outs of it, so I'm not really the best person to ask about it.
So the general takeaway is, if we make money, it's good.
Well, I'm a fairly pragmatic dude. I don't necessarily think this would be something that is particularly out of question, at least for me.
Yep.
See, I'm kind of like Duke. I haven't really been keeping up too much with the party politics, but I want to know what else is in the terms. What is it? Just a simple hey, we'll fundraise for you so long as we get or what is it? We agree to a 10% cut of whatever the fundraising is. I want to know what else is involved in that, because if it's just that seems awfully generous, and I have my skepticism because we're talking politicians here.
Yeah.
What if I told you it was just that?
Well, then I don't really see too much wrong with that. I mean, ultimately, I view parties as a stepping stone. It's not like purely partisan politics. I think is really fucking gay. So, I mean, yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but if it's just that, then that's a lot more reassuring than there being terms and conditions, right?
One more thing I should mention is that I'm having this drink of Jack and Coke in my new whiskey glass that I purchased for my first trip to Buc-ee's on Wednesday.
There you go. You could tell you're on number 8. Keep it going, buddy.
I've got a little Yingling here, and I'm just like, oh my god, that dude is... Hell yeah.
He's having a great time.
The Duke of Tumwater is the Duke of fucking whiskey right now.
Hey.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big whiskey and bourbon guy. And by the way, Impure, I really like Yingling as well. My best friend, he's from Pennsylvania, and he's really turned me on to that.
Oh, yeah, dude, it's fantastic.
I mean, it's the oldest brewery in the country, so they must have been doing something right if they've been around this long.
Oldest brewery in the country.
But, I want to. Go ahead and do that. I want to welcome. Rechtenwald is here. Hector's here. Forest Mommy is here now as well. I mean, Josh, you signed on to one of the agreements, so I think you can give the positive side of it. I know where Hector stands. I don't know where Rex stands, but yeah.
I think the big question that, because I keep seeing this is, and everybody keeps asking is, why would the LNC and the LP help an opposition candidate? And the question I always seem to have in rebuttal is why is RFK helping the LP? He could do this with any other party. He could do it with the Green Party, the Independent Party, the Forward Party, the Progressive Party, the Constitutional Party, the No Labels Party. There's tons of parties that have signed off on him.
Actually, a party
level. All these ones I named, as far as I'm aware, have a national level party. So the question I have to ask in rebuttal is why did RFK choose the LP, and why does he want to help benefit us out of nowhere, knowing that we're going to spend the money not on him or his people, but on our people and our stuff? So, I mean...
Oh, you can raise your hand. Rec, jump in, dude. No worries. Come on.
Yeah. I can explain why RFK wants to do the joint fundraiser.
Yeah.
So what it amounts to is, you see, the joint fundraiser is set up such that there is a joint fundraising committee, the JFC it's called, and the JFC receives whatever donations that come in, and whatever donations come in, they come into a separate bank account established for this particularly, and then the money, 90% of it goes to JFK, and 10% is kept by the LP. And the reason they want to do it is because the candidate is limited to $6,600 contribution per donor, whereas if you give it directly to the party, this increases the amount to $41,000 per donor. And so this is the reason why it's being done. Now, they did seek possibility of other parties like the Reform Party, but they have serious financial problems. So that's why the LP was chosen, because there was already some cooperation with the LP, plus the LP was a natural for Kennedy, because certainly not going to go. None of the other parties, the major two parties, aren't going to offer him this kind of a deal. No way.
Was the offer made from the LNC, or was the offer made from the RFK team? Because I could also take everything you guys are saying like we're the only ones for this, that, or the other reason. Well, we could also be the only ones because we're the only ones willing to be useful idiots. That would be the take from the other side. Yeah.
Yeah, the Reform Party wanted to do it, but they're like $380,000 in debt. So
that does not surprise me. If anyone doesn't know, the Reform Party failed to take over the Libertarian Party of Florida several years ago. So that they're just not in a good place all around.
Right, and they would have had to pay that debt because that was FEC. This is what they owe the FEC. This isn't, you don't mess around with the FEC. So that money would have had to go to them first, so the whole thing would have been crushed. But the Kennedy campaign has a lot of donors lined up, ready to plop down, 100,000, up to 200 people, I understand, who have 100,000 ready to plop down. So 200 times 100,000. Does anybody want to do the math?
Let me put it. Let me explain.
You're the professor.
It to him like
I don't
this,
do math.
Dr. Rechtenwald, is the state. Each state affiliate gets 10% and $10,000. So if Dr. Rechtenwald's numbers are adding up to 200 maxed out donors at $1,000 a donation, that would come out to be $200,000 just for the state affiliates who signed on.
The state affiliates, the way it works is, the first money goes to that are donated to the JFC. The first goes to the Team Kennedy. That's $6,600. Then $41,300 goes to the LP. Then the states divide up anything above that. That's basically $52,000. Anything above that, the states divide it amongst themselves, each having an equal position in that allocation. So they don't get 10,000. So if somebody gave 100 grand, the first 52,000 would go to the Team Kennedy, then the LNC, national, and then the 50,000 or whatever it is left over, 48, would be divided by the number of states that have signed on to the agreement.
Hey, while we got a break here, I gotta welcome in Kareem. Had a great time with him on Leighton's show, Outlaw Thoughts. Welcome, Kareem. And then
what
Rob.
Up, Kareem?
And Rob is also here.
Rob, get him in the speaker list.
Yeah, I finally made it. Can you guys hear me? Pretty good.
Yeah, you're okay.
You sound horrible, Rob.
Yeah, is that the crowd we hear in the background? Are you on stage?
The crowd
Sounds like a wind tunnel.
Yeah.
I am not. Okay, sorry. I'll turn the air off. I win my car.
It was a wind tunnel! Oh my god!
You got it.
Yeah, so sorry I'm late. I just opened for Robbie the Fire Bernstein out here in Birmingham. Ended up having a pretty good crowd out here. Robbie's out here. They got another comic from Nashville who went up after me. He's a funny guy. So yeah, how's the swamp doing, boys? Well, I heard math was going on as soon as I joined. I didn't really like it, so I wanted to hop in.
Now we're talking about the RFK stuff. I see Hector. Look, everybody who's putting their hands up, just jump on in. Jump when you find a moment.
If you're already added on here and you're not a listener, just jump on in.
That's right.
Oh, the endorsement you're talking about?
Not the endorsement of RFK. Well, we can talk about the Colorado thing. I think what we were right now trying to do was hash out the fundraising aspect, what the share was, what the quid pro quo was of the whole deal, and all.
Yeah. So basically, like Dr. Rechtenwald broke it down pretty well, and from what my understanding is every state that signs on gives them an extra $10,000 for their big donors to max out their donations. So this is where I'm saying every time one of these maxed out donors hits, and if there really is 200 of them, once again, that means each state affiliate that signs on is getting about $200,000 over the course of this, if every one of them gets in on the mark.
That's correct. For every state that joins in, the donor can give an additional 10,000.
Wow. Okay. And how much of that does the LP get?
So I can't speak for the LNC end of things because that's not my my repertoire. But at the state level, once again, every max donor equals $1,000 for the state. If there is 200 max donors that they already have lined up in their pockets, that means that's $200,000 for each state affiliate. And I'm going to be very frank with everybody who is on this space right now. I would like you to go look at everybody's fucking last filings with the FEC, with their state secretary of elections. I want you to look how much is actually in the bank, or look at what they're reporting with their treasurer's report. Because I can guarantee you, no state affiliate has $200,000 in the bank right now. None of them. I don't even think collectively over all 50 states we have $200,000 in the bank.
This would make a major sea change for the LP. And I should say that the LP plans on using it to fund Project Decentralized Revolution.
Yeah.
All I know is I'm gonna pump money into my fucking candidates in Florida like it's no fucking tomorrow if this fucking goes out the way they're like. If the magical miracle like utopia scenario happens, $200,000. You know what I could do for our candidates in Florida?
Yeah, you're gonna pump money into your candidates like they pumped the horse cum out of Tim Walz.
I knew that was coming. You dirty degenerate! Oh my god!
Yeah. Go get their stomach pumped. They're gonna be so stuffed with fucking money. They're going for like a Thanksgiving turkey.
Whoa.
We're gonna
like
have
who's having a horse
billboards.
cum
There's gonna
party?
be signs. Fucking Democrats in this state are gonna be shook.
Welcome to the swamp, everybody.
Welcome to the swamp.
Be like Ukraine. You know what you do, Josh? Remember we had the conversation? You just say you want to legalize black tar heroin, then all the dealers fund you, and then you'll get 200 grand.
I am running in a pretty like urban area, Kareem. That might work actually.
Say you want to end the drug war, all to be like, oh shit, yeah, we got to hook up Josh, yeah.
Actually, that's kind of how it actually is working out here. Not gonna lie.
Josh, where are you running? Is it blue or red?
Oh, it's super blue. This is a Democrat stronghold, guys.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Just to give you some background, the incumbent I'm running against, last election in 2022, she won by 66% of the vote. In 2020, she won by 71%. The person who was in office before her in this district ran 4 times unopposed and didn't have to do anything because the Republicans have given up in Broward County here.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's Debbie Wasserman Schultz area. If I remember properly, when I lived down there, they didn't throw any money at all at any of the Republicans down there because it just was not worth the fight.
No, like, to put it very bluntly, and maybe...
Like, you really got to out-left the left there.
It's not even that. Like, it's just that the normies have become so team-based in politics that it's really like... It's almost like college football. You got your team. That's your team. Fuck everybody else. I like my team. And if you're not about my team, fuck you too. And really, it's the disarming thing with me is that I can do it with both Democrats and Republicans down here is that they're like, oh, you're not a Democrat? Oh, you're good on guns and you're like actually cool about it. Good on economics? Yeah, fuck yeah. Oh, Democrats? Oh, you're good on like the drug war and social issues and the things we care about? Oh, fuck yeah. Like it's so easy to talk to constituents down here because you just, hey, what do you care about? Okay, here's how I'm going to benefit you by electing me into office over this fucking weirdo progressive fucking Democrat.
So with everything going on there too, I guess we might as well like kind of transition a little bit into talking about some local stuff then, because how the hell do we entice more people to run? Because I feel like that's been the biggest problem we've had is
Mitch. Cash rules everything around me. Cream get the money.
Dollar bill, y'all. Yeah, I know.
Dollar bill, y'all.
I think.
You know what?
I think to Josh's point, you take the money, and then if you have money to offer, more people would be willing to run because they wouldn't have to put up their own money to run their.
No. I get what you're saying, and that's where something like the RFK thing would be extremely beneficial in that regard.
And all of a sudden, I went from having what we have in the bank right now, and y'all can look at our fucking treasurer's report if y'all want to find that out. It's public knowledge, but. Digressing, like if I could go to Canada and go, look, I got $200,000 in the bank and I need to blow it somehow because we're a nonprofit organization and we need to spend this fucking money. Like, you know how many people are like, I don't got to blow all of my fucking money. I don't got to go into debt to run for office. Like, that's awesome. Like,
they don't have to fundraise. Most people don't want to fundraise, and most people don't want to put their name on the line to get fucked too. That's a big problem too, is people don't want to get messed
Hi,
with.
mommy.
Hi, mommy. Like, but no, and you know what? And Forest Mommy's a great example of that. Running local, she stuck her neck out there. She got a ton of shit from people who, quite frankly and honestly, couldn't hold her jockstrap on her worst day and their best. And reality is that most people just don't want to put in the work. They're like normies. Most normal people are not people. They're not meant to be politicians. Like, the reality is in politics is that there's a lot of nice people in politics, and guess what? When you're too nice in politics, you're gonna get ate alive.
Are you saying those motherfuckers aren't real, Josh?
Wait a minute. I think I know something about that.
Yeah.
Way too real. Sad but true.
Hey,
God.
we got more people that are okay. So we're full on speakers right now, but we got more people
I
lined up.
can drop off.
If you
I
want
just
to.
thought you were going to talk about Colorado. If you were going to talk about Colorado,
hang around because I specifically reached out to the pink-haired secretary to get some conflict going. So if you want to talk about Colorado, I'm gonna bring the show.
Anyone from the Chainsaw Caucus?
Yeah.
Yo, Josh, you should activate. Like, I thought he was really, really good at outreach. I don't know what he is now, but like Max Henry was really, really like just
Max
banging.
is still around. Max is still around.
He can help you.
He's
Like,
just
that
doing his
guy-
own thing right now. And and that's the other thing I'm gonna touch on real quick with the whole liberty movement shit is that, like, we need to stop feeling entitled to other people's fucking time and start understanding that this is a fucking volunteer fucking organization. Until you start fucking paying people for their time, they're gonna mind the business that they're paid to mind. And honestly, that might not be the LP sometimes. It might be their jobs. It probably is going to be more than likely their families and friends and their social lives that are a lot more enjoyable this. And
Wait, what are those? But
yeah, exactly.
All jokes aside, the reason I say that is because I remember right around Reno, he's like, "What are you doing for liberty? What did you do? Are you really coming?" And I did show up at Reno. Then he said, "What did you do after Reno?" Kind of like, "What did you do today?" Like, I did a podcast. I drank some beer on a thing and Leighton smoked some weed. And he's like, "No, you gotta knock doors." And I'm like, "Okay, but like, if you're gonna, I'll knock doors, I'll run local, I'll do this shit. But if you're gonna do, like, you're a good recruiter, you can recruit people." And then he kind of fell off, which was weird because I didn't see him at Washington. And I'm like, man, get back on the horse. I don't think just telling me to do it, which granted, I've been doing my own thing too. Yeah. Anyway.
Hector, you keep raising your hand. You gotta come out swinging, dude. That's the only
No,
way you're getting
request the speaker
I hear you, Tim. I'm just
position,
listening to this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm listening to this stuff. I'm like, hey, give Max a break. We had a hurricane go right through his hometown. He had to rescue his mother from his flooding house. He ended up having a kid. I'm not going to air out all this stuff, but he's a busy guy.
Yeah.
And I want to I wanted to say Cat Turd is a Florida man, in case anybody wondered, and isn't that obvious by now?
I thought it was a Texan.
No, he's always been in Florida. That guy.
Yeah, he's like in the panhandle.
I think he's a pussy.
Yeah, he's totally Florida. Yeah, totally. One of the when I was talking about like Kennedy donors, one of the ones that come to mind is somebody who's actually involved in Miami politics, which is this couple called the Centeners, and they have a school. They have a school they started right before COVID, and when they get started, they basically their thing is they're really anti-vaccine. They're billionaires. They're like a New York style billionaires, Gotham City, the whole thing. And basically their trip was that if a teacher got vaccinated, you have to stay away from our school for 60 days. And they're totally bought into that this isn't tested, and that you can make people sick through the getting the vaccine. And I'm like, bruh, that's the kind of people that I'm remembering, like, in Miami that donates to Kennedy, and that would bring in money like that from to like the JFC. Anyways, it's an interesting story.
Yep.
Hector, did
Everyone
you
who
hear
thinks
that?
Hector's a fed.
Hector, did you hear your name came up in the performance by a certain pink-haired person? I don't know how many people watched it. I was there in person. I don't know how many people watched the live
Wait,
thing.
what happened?
Apparently,
I've been so
brilliant people, guys.
disconnected from LP drama that I'm just like, what the fuck is going on now?
I know,
Was this
it's
some
annoying because
karaoke fuck you thing?
we're all trying to like fight the government. No, just the pink-haired woman went like anyways. I don't want to talk too much shit, but Hector's name came up. That's all. If you guys haven't watched that live stream, go watch it.
I mean,
Hey,
Hector's been pushing really hard for the Kennedy
I'm
campaign.
on drink number 9, motherfuckers.
Holy shit! Fucking cirrhosis.
Hector, are you in the Chainsaw Caucus?
All right, y'all gotta be respectful, or I'm gonna have to mute everybody. Just don't talk over each other. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot we were in the swamp.
Yeah, we're in the swamp.
I didn't hear Mitch. Forrest, Mommy, I didn't. I have not watched that, and I try not to. But there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, it was a very interesting experience that we put ourselves through, but wow. When we're out here trying to fight the government, building coalitions and all this shit, and then that's what someone's spending their time doing. And yeah, it's just interesting. Most people probably can't watch it for more than 5 minutes without being like, ugh.
Well, I will say a lot of the things that I'm seeing in regards to like nonsense controversy is very annoying, and I'm just kind of tuning out the election cycle at this point, just because it seems like that's what we're seeing a lot of.
There's more
at least
important
from
fish
like the
to fry.
loudmouths. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's more important fish to fucking fry, and we're out here working our asses out, like building these coalitions. We have a huge legislative session program that we do. You know, all this shit that we're actually fighting the government. And then this is what someone's going to put their energy. Even if you disagreed with the RFK thing, which a lot of people did, which was fine, but it's been blown up to this. Like poor Hannah's getting stalked. Like it's just crazy what's going on.
I don't like, the stalking thing or whatever. That's obviously not cool, but I really don't think it's that big of an issue outside of the libertarian circle. Like no one gives a shit.
It's not.
Outside.
Yeah, even in Colorado.
It is not. It is a complete non-entity.
Yeah, I know. We're just so autistic that we will just dissect this to the most minute fucking detail.
Yeah, even in Colorado, all the actual political groups and they're like, "Who is that?" Mm-hmm. They don't know. They don't care. They don't get it. You know.
Honestly,
it's like
the Democrats in Florida are probably going to be more spooked, if anything, because they're already fucking fumbling the bag out here. And then, oh shit, RFK's dumping money into the LPF? Uh-oh. And once again, why is people want to complain about, we're helping our opposition? Like, why is our opposition helping us? He could have done this with, once again, I get, Dr. Rectenwald kind of explained it, but he could have chose the Green Party. He could have chose any other party that wasn't financially destitute, like the progressives or whatever. But you could have done this with anybody else. Why is the LP and the LP and their affiliates benefiting from it?
Yeah, it's because we have the most potential to be a spoiler.
Fair. Yeah, but no, I mean it's like I was saying earlier, it's like blind loyalty to party, regardless of what it is super fucking gay. Again, it's just a platform.
We have a tool. It's a tool to use. Why aren't we using it politically to use it? It's stupid. We have to keep it legit and put all this work into it, but let's fucking use it for what it is.
And I think I want to remind people here that guess what wins elections, boys and girls? Take a guess. Anybody want to scream it out?
Money.
Outreach.
Money.
Thank you.
That too. Yes.
The answer is money. You can spend and win. Yes,
No.
there is a dollar amount that you can spend in any election that will guarantee you a win.
Because all
political science.
All Act Blue does is run ads and they win. They just win with the ads they run. That's it.
So does Win Red. Shit,
yeah.
Red. That's what they do. Win Blue.
Yeah,
win
just look
red,
at how much money
do.
Soros pumps into every election and when the results speak for themselves.
Guys,
brother money.
let's just put it in the focus here. I'm running as a candidate for state house. I've raised roughly $3,000 over the course of my campaign. My opponent, to fight little old me, the libertarian in Hallandale Beach, $80,000. Why do you need $80,000 to beat little old me?
Here, listen. I'm going to disprove you with one right here. So I just did a quick search. Hillary Clinton versus Donald Trump 2016 fundraising.
Yeah, I was about to say.
$1.2 billion to the Hillary Clinton campaign, $333 million to the Donald Trump campaign.
Yeah, but
I don't have to tell you who won.
What's the sources and how are they measuring this?
I'll send you the link.
See, I do wonder if I do wonder if there is
can I
like
jump in quickly on the money thing?
Sure. Yeah.
So just I wanted to talk a couple of minutes ago, but just to address the Hillary thing, Trump had something like $7 billion of earned media on Fox and CNN and all those. Matt Taibbi does a great job with showing that sort of earned media, where both Fox and CNN were talking Trump nonstop. So
I agree with you on that, but isn't that like more to the point? Like you don't need cash on hand. You just have to have an engaging message or some controversial take or some shit like that.
Right.
That gets people talking. It's not cash. That's my point.
They both handle different areas.
Yeah, so I'll give you that's how it currently is, right? So my background is disruptive tech, and the yellow pages dominated with big money, and along comes Craigslist and Yelp and Google, and they disrupt it. They lower the barrier to market entry, and over the last 20 years, that's what disruptive tech has done. They've allowed people to enter markets with a much smaller amount of money. And they do that by creating a platform, a two-sided marketplace, and giving buyers and sellers all the tools to do business directly. So that's the platform we're building. We're connecting candidates and voters directly and giving them all the tools necessary to do business directly. And that's it. And it's hopefully, if we can get this thing launched, we'll follow the same thing. So if I go up, I can now have an app that has a sample ballot, and I can see all the libertarians side by side with all the guys spending millions of dollars. I can review their candidates, watch videos, favorite, share. I can do all those things like I do on Airbnb.
Yep.
So I was wondering, do you guys think there's like a differential in like, because I hear both like the money, but then also like the infamy sort of being what would win you an election, like we saw with Trump. I'm wondering if there's like a differential in what kind of position you're running for. Like if you're running for like national like office, like you're running for president, would the media attention and not necessarily cash on hand be more potent than?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. I think when you break it down, and I've seen this, I can't remember where I saw this. Libertarians, believe it or not, win about 30 to 33% of their elections. It's just, what are those elections? It's smaller local elections,
Dog catcher.
which is what like the MC. That's what. Yeah, that's what the. Well, maybe not that small, but like that's what the MC has been pushing like this whole time. Localize everything. It's a strategy that works. That works more than big races. Chase is going to come in like fucking 5th place. It's going to be an embarrassment to the party. And anyone
probably like 0.6%, maybe.
Yeah. And
which is why I need $200,000 of Kennedy money to dump into his campaign.
Yeah, exactly.
If you dump that money into a national race, you're fired.
And real quickly,
I think it'd be wasted on a national level.
Listen. I just need Cornel West to beat Chase.
You stupid fuck.
Fuck, where's Cornel West to add on to this fucking fundraising agreement? I want his fucking donors' money
Listen,
too.
brother.
Yeah, where's Cornel West?
Jill Stein.
Yeah, where's Joe Stein? Yeah, fuck it. Bring Joe Stein on too. Where the fuck is she at? I want her donors' money too. Fuck.
Yeah, they've been calling us dirty capitalists for years. Let's finally act like it.
Yeah, I want to be a dirty
capitalist. Let's embrace
it. Spend their dirty commie money on my fucking libertarian candidates. Absolutely.
But
commie money.
When you think about it, we're finally just embracing the free market.
God, are we not the party of free market capitalism, boys and girls? Where did I lose fucking? Did we get lost along the way?
Yes.
We got lost along the way, Heard.
We got tied up in bylaws choking us to death.
Thank fucking God. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, we got more bylaws to trip than we can shake a stick at it. It's enough to trip you up for life.
And those bylaws are really hard to read when you're on edibles. I'm just saying. For my personal.
Fuck that shit. I read them when I'm on acid, dude. That's the only way that I can stand
The bylaws are singing to me.
Yeah.
It brings the laws to life.
Yeah.
You gotta read the bylaws after you peak, when you're plateauing. That's when you're gonna get the most out of the boys and girls. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I've done it myself. I'm just saying I regularly cite bylaws at the LPMC, so I know what I'm talking about here.
Did you guys get to the spot in the bylaws where you can call a meeting via carrier pigeon? Because that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to find in the bylaws where I broke the law.
Hey, so I keep approving everybody that's requesting to join, and I don't know. Oh, Jeff Douglas. Okay, I approved you as well. We got another one. What is this? Pogue Mahone.
Go Birds, Jeff.
Pogue Mahone, welcome. And then there was some
Thank
other
you, sir.
ones. Yeah, welcome. Like I said, feel free to jump in at any time. We just kind of let it roll.
Question. Talking about parties.
Yeah.
Does the Constitution Party still exist somewhere?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my dude!
Holy
Have you
shit,
not
they
seen
do.
Randall Terry?
No. I don't know.
Tell them about your savior.
Tell them about your savior.
This guy has been like the John Fetterman to my Michael Malice. It's been great.
Wait,
he went in the free and equal debate, and he went in the free and equal debate, and he basically went in his opening statement. Basically said that abortion is black genocide.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Black genocide.
He's not wrong.
He just went right for the jugular.
Wow,
The
and
biggest-
I thought
the biggest abortion
that's
clinic.
surprising coming from the Constitution Party.
Unfortunately, the Constitution Party, it seems like the rest of their platform is basically neocons, but their thing is, wait, if we're going to be neocons, we have to go through the constitutional process.
Yeah, well, I thought they were more paleocon.
Are they paleocon?
Oh, they
Yeah,
changed.
Yes. I don't know about Goldwater though. Like,
was Goldwater?
We're getting into Goldwater was a Republican.
Well, no, I'm saying like more paleo. Like Goldwater was more paleo.
These are autistic waters we are waiting.
He was pretty libertarian overall.
I think we need to invite Paul Gottfried in here and get this straightened out right now.
Yes, please.
Everyone is invited. Welcome. But I don't think we should punch down. The Constitution Party's retarded. What's up, Rob?
I'm gonna head back to the porch tour. It was great talking to everyone. Definitely follow the fucking Swampcast, y'all. We do this every Tuesday. We have a lot of fun.
We're twice as
Hell
retarded.
yeah.
We're holding back right now.
And Rob, tell Robbie that his people send their regards.
His people.
Yes.
Let the king of the Caucus know.
Yeah, if any of you guys are in Alabama and Georgia, he's gonna be just check Eventbrite Summer Porch Tour. He's gonna be performing this weekend. But
Where in Alabama? Where in Alabama, bro?
I thought Robbie was the king of the Caucus because, that was I can't remember. It was like a joke somebody made, but I legit thought he was a gay man with AIDS.
Yes.
Yes. That's wild.
Well, where is the king of the Caucus going to be in Alabama? Come on.
We're in Birmingham tonight. I think he's in Atlanta tomorrow, and then it's either in Alabama or Georgia on Sunday.
Oh shit, he's in Birmingham tonight?
He's in Birmingham tonight. That's where I am.
Fuck.
Yeah. So check him out. It's all over his shit. Yeah, they get enough publicity. I don't want to plug Robbie anymore, obviously. Come on, guys.
All right. Good seeing you, Rob. What were you going to say?
Can I say something?
You can always say something. Go ahead.
Thank you. When they were talking about the constitutional guy coming out being hard, that was what I did in my campaign. Like, I would go to these speaking engagements, and they're all progressive, bureaucratic, slime bullshit people out here. And I would just stand in front of people and I say, no, the government's not underfunded. It's mismanaged. Just say all these things. I had high schools if you guys ever run for anything, the high school newspapers will want to talk to you. Talk to them. Tell them, like, start putting it in their ear, to like get away from the left and right paradigm to at least just start focusing on the government being the assholes. That was like the most fun I had during my whole campaign, was just saying crazy shit in front of a bunch of fucking normies, as you'd say.
Yeah, exactly.
Very Ron Paul like.
Exactly. Legalize heroin, kids.
Why?
In
Yes,
fact,
I
we
would
encourage it.
legalize
Do it.
heroin.
I didn't say encourage it. I said legalize it.
I did. I'm taking my.
Legalize it. Don't decriminalize it. Don't normalize it.
There you go.
Damn right. Yep.
Like
Shame
that.
people who do it.
That's right. Yeah.
That's how you should do it. We don't need to we can decriminalize everything, but we can absolutely shame and fucking ostracize people for doing it.
Absolutely. Unironically, bring back bullying. Like I and that's coming from me, some fucking skinny ass weirdo who was bullied like shit in high school. Like, yeah, no, bring it back. Fucking,
we were all
please.
bullied. That's why we're libertarians, because we were all bullied.
That's how we all ended up here.
What? Okay.
Someone's like, I've never been bullied in my life.
I'm not saying I've never been bullied, but a bully leads to a fight. like that's I don't know. If somebody bullies me, fight back. Punch that fucker. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. How are you doing tonight? I've had 3.
I'm on my 3rd.
That's right.
To start the 4th.
I'm just bummed that I didn't get to see Robbie the Fire in Birmingham because I'm here. That sucks.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Have you ever seen him live before?
Yo, Robbie the Fire and Rob Vincent were actually at my place back in May.
There you go. Yeah.
He did the Forest House a couple years back too. It's fun. It's a good thing. Porch tour.
I've never seen him on Porch Tour, but I saw him with Dave Smith doing like one of their comedy. I couldn't think of the word stand up. Oh my god! Here in Baltimore.
Jeff, if you're still here, I approved you a while ago, but I can't see you on the list anymore. But yeah.
Uh-oh. We lost Jeff.
Yeah. He gave up on us. He said, "What the fuck have I done?"
They were talking about horsecock? What?
Yeah. Hey, did you guys...
Don't blame us. Blame the news.
I don't know if you guys saw this or not. I saw it right before we went live with the space. This Jacob Greer piece. Do you know what I'm referring to? Where it says,
nope. Go ahead, though.
To my fellow libertarians, it's time to embrace the Harris Waltz ticket.
Oh, Jesus
God,
Christ.
I did see that. Yeah.
Yo, did this motherfucker write for Reason or something?
This is Liberal Currents or whatever.
Okay, I was going to say, there's no way this is Reason.
Is that pencil mustache trash guy?
It's not equal, no.
I mean, it's Jock Eagle.
No, it's not equal.
I was about to say it's a very equal-like post, but it's not him.
No, I thought it was a joke.
About right,
I thought it was a joke because I saw Smots post it, and I was like, "He's trolling me."
Yeah,
dude. He's fucking
that's
trolling
like on
me.
the same wavelength as the libertarian case for vaccine mandates.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
that's like some Cato Institute shit.
Oh, don't forget about the libertarian case for vaccine passports.
Oh my gosh, no.
Also, the libertarian case for compromising on gun control.
Worst thing I've seen.
Cato.
Or that my governor, my commie ass governor, is libertarian. That was Reason.
God, yeah, they're still trying to astroturf Polis as some fucking beacon of liberty. Christ Almighty.
The argument for why standing against the wall isn't a bad thing.
So he's totally libertarian.
Walter Block wrote a pro-genocide piece, so I'm like, if I see Walter Block in public,
wait,
what? I'm not lying.
He was pro like Israel going into
we're
Raqqa.
talking about the whole Israel thing.
I'm not gonna hate on Walter Block. God damn it.
Fuck his roads.
Whatever, dude. 30 years plus 2. Whatever.
Yeah, Block is great on a lot. He's just like awful when it comes to like the Israel shit.
Yes, he's bad on Israel.
Yeah, but if you're pro-genocide, like that's like
he's an old guy.
You can't
whatever.
Yeah, you can't.
If he was in a position of
but...
power, I would be judging him a lot more.
All right, fair enough.
You know, that's kind of my thing with it.
So the takeaway that I'm trying to read through this while y'all are talking. My takeaway from this is that you should be here, my libertarian friends. I'm telling you, it's okay to get excited about a major party ticket. You should endorse Harris and Walz, not with reluctance, but with genuine enthusiasm.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And it seems like the reasoning is not because they're so great, but because Trump's so bad. That seems to be it.
Of course
Yeah,
it
of
is.
course it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally all the Democrats have to play is, oh, we're not Trump.
And that works on these progressive assholes. That works. You guys saw how they all like just switched to Kamala. They're like, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They didn't even bat an eye at the fact that they just stole another election cycle from them.
Which,
Yeah,
by
how's
the
that
way,
democracy? How is her not being voted on in the primary democracy? Right?
Kamala has yet to put up her party platform on her website.
Say, well, our democracy, we're trying to protect democracy, they just mean our right to rule.
Our power, our hegemony. That's all it is. Yeah.
Our dictatorship, our totalitarianism.
Exactly.
100%. Yeah.
It's okay for them to do it because they're the good guys. It's okay for them to be.
I mean, yeah, exactly. It's not hypocrisy, it's hierarchy.
Yeah, it seems like the major criticisms going through this are like Trump's comments about poisoning the blood of our country with immigrants. And then he goes on to talk about, he says, many of you would not deny this and even take it for granted. I'm asking you not to take it for granted, to take it seriously, what it means to say that one party's candidate will not try to cripple our system of free and fair elections, and one party's candidate is guaranteed to do so. So they're going on this whole article is trying to appeal to libertarians on two fronts, immigration and democracy. It doesn't appeal to me. I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
these people don't really know what they're talking about.
I feel like they're going for like the most milk toast of libertarianism.
I feel like this goes like in this like the same vein of like, it seems to me like there's this culture, like I don't know if it's grifting, but you can say that you're part of a group even though none of your values reflect said group, and then your affirmation that you are part of that group gives you some credibility to speak out against it. So I'm a socialist, but I'm in favor of the free market. Like that's my new shtick. Like, I'm gonna be a socialist.
This is basically libertarianism, but it's captured by Washington, D.C., which is why, the Mises Institute is the best libertarian institute, because it's far away from Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
God, I'm reading through this, and I swear to God, it makes like Star Wars seem like some alt-right figure. Jesus Christ, this is bad.
Yeah, if you got pull quotes, go ahead and read them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Hey, just
I
remember.
mean, if you want to know what kind of people write these things, I've met journalists who write these sort of articles. I had one of them call the Cato Institute right wing.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah, can you imagine? Cato right
Depends
wing.
on how you measure left and
but
right.
that's the thing.
Exactly.
To them, the Cato Institute is right wing.
Right.
I know.
These
It's
people are
funny
so
to think.
far left that they are right wing to them. But keep in mind, guys, if we go far enough left, we get our guns back, and that's what's important.
There you go. Hey, John, community.
The silver lining.
The silver lining is if we go far enough left, at least we get to keep our guns.
Can we talk about the new designation for the new kulaks, which is far right wing? Everybody is now a kulak.
A kulak?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Kulak,
that's
like the Soviet
one of the
Union.
things that
The farm artists.
any protest that they don't like, that is from sort of like a lower class against the underclass, to say, oh, it's just petty bourgeoisie kulaks. They use that to dismiss them.
Well,
But all jokes aside, though, I have read Kropotkin's Conquest for Bread and Bakunin, and it's actually not bad. Like, I know some people here freak out.
Bakunin's better. I know we've had this conversation off air. Bakunin's better.
I'm just trying to get angry and cats to shake hands and make it be a better world.
The problem is, I feel like those ideas are very much so relics of their time as well, and we're kind of in a different era of anarchism, so to speak. So I don't know how much those, because a lot of the really far left anarchists I talk to, it seems like they're more Marxists than anything else. And even then, they're Marxists more in spirit. It's not like most of them haven't read Marx.
Yeah.
No, but
That's just my observation on things.
I know. Dr. Red disagree with me, but Bookchin said, "Hey, you guys are stuck in the factory days, looking on the back."
Said what?
It kind of cut out a little bit, but you said
cut out.
Communists are stuck in the factory days.
There's a guy named Bookchin, who I do really like.
Yeah, I
Murray
think
Bushkin.
that's why when the whole Marxist theories didn't pan out, they switched from class war to they went from went from agitating along class lines to agitating along racial and gender and sexual orientation lines.
Very Marcusian. Yeah.
But I'm against Marx. Like, Marx is state socialism. To me, Bookchin just said, look, you have a local town that gets together, you vote, and then they can federate with other towns. Basically how the LP works, to me. It is still stateless democracy. There is a place that actually took what he did and put it in place. Like,
Talking about Christiania?
no. And I'll even make this argument. Malay, the president,
Tread lightly, Kareem.
I'm just making a point.
No, Kareem was built to tread.
Kareem, you're
Let's go.
roboting, dude. Just speak slowly.
Am I good?
Yeah.
Speak slowly, dude.
Try.
Slow. Right. So, Malay's technically an end cap would be the free market rules everything. That's theoretical, but the job in Syria is perfect. But the Kurds figured out a way to do stateless democracy, which isn't a bad idea to me, which is just local towns confederating. I don't know if any of that got through.
Yeah,
Okay.
You said the Syrians figured it out. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, but Kareem,
Yes.
he was against property ownership. I mean,
Which is the issue.
yeah.
I think you take the best from both worlds, which is, look, you have democratically elected councils, like the Kurds are doing, and you allow people to have a free market.
What does free market mean? Define free market, please.
The ability to buy and sell without any centralized regulatory agencies.
Can I opt out of your shitty system?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm for it. That's really the line for me, man. Like, I don't really, if you want to do some shit like that, to me, I don't like the idea of having this committee that's formed by democracy and all this shit. I want to do my own goddamn thing. I'm a rugged individualist. I'm an American, goddamn it, and I don't want to be a part of your shitty system.
Did you really just hit the table?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm glad
I'm
glad it came through.
Yeah, welcome to the swamp creatures.
Yeah,
Welcome to the tin. Yeah, there you go.
I do get amped, dude. Especially about this shit, because I don't want to I don't want anyone else telling me what to do. So you can do whatever you want to do in your hippie commune, and if it works out for you and you love it, then I'm happy for you. But leave me the fuck alone.
Would you rather be a communist in a capitalist system or a capitalist in a communist system? Because I think it's much easier to be the former than the latter.
Absolutely.
Oh, objectively, yeah. No questions asked.
Oh, yeah.
You can be a fat communist in a capitalist system and LARP like you're some actual fucking Marxist. Like, come on now, really?
In the other scenario, you're dead.
That's right.
Oh, 100%. You're a kulak, and you're put in the gulag immediately.
How many communists do you see in our capitalist society? How many capitalists did you see in communist society back in the USSR days?
Yeah.
That should tell you everything you need to know, boys and girls.
Well,
Where
I mean,
do the machine guns
look
aim?
at us here in Florida. We have all the people from shitty communist countries fleeing to come here.
Yeah, but most of those people are pretty based.
Yeah,
yeah.
Exactly. But
yeah.
What I'm saying, or what I've looked at is I don't like these, like Maduro and all these people. What I do think is cool, though, is things like the Zapatistas, Rojava, and Cooperation Tulsa, which I look okay, maybe this has potential.
And in the meantime, the progressive commies have taken over all of America anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe the communist maybe the communists are operating from a kernel of truth, and maybe we need to figure out what the kernel of truth is and make that the center point.
Well, yes, as a former Marxist, what is the kernel of truth, Mr. Rectenwald?
The kernel of truth in Marxism is that there is a class war, and history is the history of class war. The problem is that
fuck yes, it is.
The Marxists identify the wrong classes. They don't understand that it's the state against the people. That's the class war, and so the class war is the struggle between society and the state.
And the state tells them they'll take care of them. The state will do everything for them, so it's easy for them to fall for it.
Yeah, but notice that
exactly like once
the
you
Marxists
start
don't see
suckling on the
democracy.
teat of government, it comes with strings attached.
Yeah, it's funny. Like you look at like the USSR. How many times did you see a fat communist in the USSR? You were meant to do work. You were meant to be in the mines breaking rocks. You weren't there. You weren't going to see a fat communist.
There were plenty of fat communists in the USSR. They were in the Politburo.
Touche.
We have a GOP guy running out here for a US position, and like he fled that shit, and it's so amazing like to hear his stories. And I was like, why do these fucking idiot progressive ugly people want this shit to happen here? It's just so
I love how you threw in the ugly part.
They're fucking clueless.
Over by liberalism, like Colorado, it's very blue right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all these fat, ugly, progressive women that they were like, "Hey, come be part of the Democrat. We'll make you be boss babes in the government." And they gave these fucking bitches power, and they are ruining everything. Like it's nuts how it happened. I wasn't paying attention.
States like Colorado and California, to me, are such a tragedy because those are such beautiful states with like a lot of potential, but they've ended up going down the wrong path, and it just breaks my heart.
It's all activists too. They're like, I went to Yale, and then I became an activist. I never did anything else. I worked in a nonprofit. I did nothing fucking else, and you can't have beef anymore. Like that's all. That's what they do.
Yeah, but
we really need to like
Colorado of all places. That's like a Rocky Mountain state, and it's way out in like the rugged countryside, and you'd think it would be sort of impervious to that sort of indoctrination.
Well, yeah, all the boomers in the 90s weren't paying attention, and Colorado got like just completely taken. Who knows if it could have worked anyways? If people
I blame Boulder.
The
colleges in Boulder.
I blame the cities.
Boulder and Denver, probably, right?
Yeah, it's the city.
Yeah,
right.
It could be a combination of the two.
That's another place where it's just too far gone.
And Polis is money. It's all money too. They hate money, but like all these leftists are rich billionaires.
It all started back in
It all has to do with
Mercedes Marxist.
Hold on. Okay.
Limousine liberals.
Hold on. No, I'm not mad.
Yeah,
it's just everybody's trying to talk over each other.
Sorry.
Nope, everybody's trying to talk over each other. See, I have the magic button. I unmuted the space. Don't worry, guys. I'm not a total authoritarian. But listen, everybody's trying to talk over each other. We got some new people that have joined the conversation. Pride Assassin, Daniel M. Welcome both of you guys. Yeah, just try not to talk over each other. That's all. All right, let's continue.
Okay. Actually, I think the kernel of truth is what you did right there. Somebody needs to have power, whether that's
shit.
Okay, I get you're gonna freak out and be like, "Why?"
Freak out. I hear you.
Yeah, G. Edward Griffin has a good thing on this in Acapulco. They actually did have private militias, and Italians did it, and that's what created the Cosa Nostra because they kept hiring. So I'm like, okay, well, how do you avoid that, and how do you also maintain some semblance of power to stop federal power, but in the same time keep the market free? And I'm like, you create a dual power structure in your local neighborhood that can do everything there, and you have committees that act, I guess if you want to call it similar to Congress, but just in the town hall, that counters federal power. That's to me.
How do we get people to pay attention to local enough to do that? We're so captured in America for it. You can't get people to show up for shit local.
Yeah.
Even, Republicans.
I think it actually has to get a little bit worse, and then people are like, oh, I didn't know I had a local government. I'm like, you do. You're like, oh. Okay. Well,
I mean,
instead
that
of this bullshit at city council, let's try getting
yeah,
on a
that's
different to see
I'm
if
gonna
we
try
can.
raising my hand.
There you go. I guess we do need
Let's
hand raising. Some institutions are built for a reason, guys.
oh god.
and this is
Tonight,
this is a great example of what we're talking about here is that somebody needs to stand up and be the example of what right looks like.
Oh,
And everybody else in the room needs to stop and go, okay, we're all acting like fucking children and we need to start acting like adults. Because that's what politics is, and that's what leadership is, and that's what taking care of a community is. It's adults working together for the betterment of not only themselves, but realizing that helping my neighbors out is going to lead me into a better situation that I might be otherwise.
Is it
And
possible that work getting done doesn't need the community's agreement?
yes, absolutely. There has to be a certain amount of, I don't know whether you would want to call it self ownership or like self motivation, but the problem really comes down to, and this really started happening in like the 80s and 90s here, is that people started taking a 30,000-foot view of the world. They got lost in the forest looking at the trees and forgot that the most important things that happen around me and the things that impact my life the most on a day-to-day basis go on locally, or they go on at a lower level than the state or the federal level. So, to get to Forest Mommy's point and to get to a lot of people's point here on like why do we have this problem, it's we need to start focusing in the culture around the world on, we need to get out of this 30,000-foot view of fucking society and the world, and like we're worried about what's going on fucking a million miles away across the fucking globe, and start worrying about more on what is going on in my community. Like, how are my schools doing? What are the people in my town doing? Are my neighbors doing all right? Like, go knock on your fucking next door neighbor's door. Hey, how are you guys doing over here today? Have you talked to your neighbor in the last week? If the answer is no, you're already fucked up in the game. And that's just being real with everybody here. If you can't
That's
talk to
true.
your neighbors, you can't talk to your fucking people in your community. Because if you can't talk to the people you got to fucking look at across the yard every day, that's rough.
it's easier to call the guy across the country a fascist than it is my neighbor.
You're goddamn right.
Tim, shut up, you fascist.
Exactly.
Fucking shut up, Mitch, you fucking commie.
All right, guys. Hey, so we got. I guess we're doing hand raising now. Hector.
I just need to say democracy is killing us, guys.
Oh yeah.
It's not about ideas anymore. It's about, I don't want to deal with the bullshit of people and talking to them and creating consensus, or even, oh my God, conflict aversion has become more priority than actually getting anything done. And that's unfortunately why we're even here today, and not campaigning for Dr. Rectenwald. What else can I say? I'm going to shut up now.
No, you're good. Rec, your hands up. Go.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
He switched from edibles to smokables. And now he has to clear his lungs. Go ahead.
So no, what I wanted to say is I've been recommending this book, and I think people need to look into it. It's Political Ponerology. It's by Andrew Lobachevsky, and this book explains how these very deviant, psychopathic people take over society, and then how their ideology actually mutates into this very dictatorial ideology from its base, which had the potential to do so. And I think that the question of we want to work locally, but you got to still deal with the fact that these people are getting programmed at a very high level. So we need to be able to counter that. That means we need to know what they're doing.
What's the book?
Political Ponerology, Ponerology. It means ponerology is the science of evil.
I am interested in this science.
I'm going to drop off, but I want to say real quick before I drop off that about the local stuff. The GOP local ladies freaking love me. They love me. So it just takes people going out and doing this stuff and you got to put yourself out there. We got to stop relying on other people. It does take individuals. We are libertarians. You got to think it'd be really cool if we got the RFK money for down people for sure. But otherwise you have to you're on your own and you really got to spread this message. So that's all I wanted to say. And yeah, Dr. Rex, right. These people are psychopaths.
Real quick, Rec, can you put the name of that book in the comments? Because I'm curious now.
Yeah, I'll put it in there. In fact, I wrote the forward for it. This is not self-promotion, though. The book is great. I really, my forward doesn't do it justice. But anyway, I'll put the link.
No, sweet. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, appreciate the recommendation. Pride Assassin, hand up. What's up?
Yeah, you guys are on the right track with getting to know your neighbors thing, because that's pretty much what it is. I mean, I live in the ghetto, and nobody messes with me because I know my neighbors. You know?
Right.
And we look out for each other. And like this state, federal level of politics doesn't really affect our day to day. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. They're fucking fools. They're looting the treasury as much as they can to get what they can while they can. You know, and we're not gonna be at that level until we can lock down, regions and just deny sending them fucking tributes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it is really important to be involved at the local level, to know your neighbors, like everybody here has been saying. Like, that's really where it comes down to at the end of the day. Because I promise you, if you turn off Twitter, if you stop tuning into X Spaces, if you stop hanging out on YouTube, and you just focus on the world around you, there's crazy shit going on in the world, but you'll be able to navigate life just fine. You'll be able, you'll find out that the crazy guy that's voting for Biden has his reasons, or, whoever he's voting for, Kamala now, whatever. But, he's got his reasons and whatever. There's just so much more going on. And until we learn how to connect with those people locally and like everyone else was saying, communicate with them, relate to them, and be able to say to them, hey, it's not, Donald Trump's not going to save you. RFK's not going to win. Nope. Kamala Harris ain't going to save you. It's you and me, brother. Yep. We got it. If the shit hits the fan, I've got a million friends, thanks to the Mises Caucus, and thanks to them again for letting us host this space. But thanks to that, I have this network of people that if the shit hits the fan, I know I'm going to be okay. So now I'm just watching the shit fire. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
'Tis a good point, brother Tim.
That's right, brother.
Amen.
You went all Al Sharpton. What the fuck was that?
That's Cornell West.
Hey, I'm going to take off, gentlemen and ladies. Nice talking to you all.
Oh, of course.
Nice talking to you.
Yeah.
Take care, Rec.
Good to have you on, Rec.
Hey,
nice having you on, Doctor.
Thank you very much.
The state is a parasite.
Absolutely. See ya.
States is a parasite.
Yeah, so we've been going for an hour and a half. Is there anything that anyone wants to bring up that we have not discussed already?
Yes, I would like to bring up my theory. Okay, never mind. I shouldn't. It was just too spicy.
Too spicy for the pepper.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch, talking about spicy, you still need to eat the chip.
That's coming. 100th episode. Thank you, Hector.
Hey, I'm being put Tuesday. On trial over this shit.
Tuesday, Mitch will eat a Pocky chip live on air. You have my promise.
Which shout out to my lawyer, Dustin Hobbs, who is currently live on This Week in Clown World on Rumble.
And Kareem, I do see your hand up, but I could not resist the moment to plug. Go ahead.
Hey, man. We used to listen to Tupac, but made that up, which is kind of funny to me.
Oh, Kamala? Yeah.
It was a spike tweet. I was just like,
Yeah. That's what you wanted to bring up?
I mean, I'm blacker than Kamala, and I'm some fucking wop out of Maryland.
There you go.
I mean, did in the spirit of swamp creatures, did anyone see Kevin Sorbo's tweet?
Oh, no. Do I have to look it up? What is it?
Oh, wait, yeah, it was Kamala has to prove that she's black by saying the N-word or something like that, right?
Oh, my God.
Oh,
It's like, holy shit.
well, then I'm more black than her. Just go watch some of our recent episodes. I don't know.
All I'm saying is, when Kamala come in the room, it must smell wild in there.
So, quote
I don't
from
wanna
Kevin
think about
Sorbo
that.
on Twitter, and he pinned this.
Wild.
He's standing by this statement.
Go ahead.
If Kamala really is black, have her say the N-word. Let people decide for themselves.
It's how she says it, right?
I'm gonna say the N-word.
We're making songs for this
comfortable
now?
is she? That's basically
Point
what
is,
he's saying.
she's gonna be hard R, and it won't even count.
It's gonna sound like Ben Shapiro saying it.
She's gonna say it with a country accent to try to
Oh my
appeal.
As long as Abigail Shapiro's there, I'm fine with it.
That's right.
Man, I
God damn it.
suck those Khazar milkers dry.
Here we got some more people trying to join
Just
in.
say milquetoast, boys.
Joyce Tweedy, you're approved. Come on in, jump in.
Did you just say milquetoast with Abby Shapiro?
Them shit says not milquetoast.
It's an inside joke.
I stand by my statement.
Yeah,
Please do. Never change. Never change, oh autistic spaceman.
Yeah, Milquetoast has a double entendre. Come join into the 100th episode and find out what the origin of Milquetoast is.
It'll be in the montage.
The montage.
Joyce, I see you're here. What's up? What's on your mind?
Just wanted to say that the only way that we can really break this whole problem is to have ranked choice voting on a block.
Okay, I'm not convinced. Convince me. Why do you think that that's the best?
Because there's more options available, breaking the duopoly with the voting system by itself, allowing that to happen. And on a blockchain, then we'll know everything's 100% on the square.
I'm okay. The blockchain, anything digital to me can be hacked. So that's how I feel about that. But it's
but it's a little bit different, because the blockchain has solved a problem. Bitcoin doesn't get hacked.
But why complicate things with digital fuckery?
It doesn't. There's no digital fuckery. That's why it's the blockchain. It's 100% square.
I don't know. I just don't understand. Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And paperwork's fine.
It's totally broke. Everything's totally broke.
Yeah, but we don't do paper
flips
anymore.
that were cheated. I've seen.
Oh, you're talking about Hillary's 7 flips in a row where she won? Yes.
I mean, ridiculous stuff. Okay, and so everything needs to get together, and we have really no say. We get misrepresented rather than represented, and expanding that thought, we could actually put on the ballot and pass our own laws like they do. Right, and we could bring up issues and have them voted on by everybody. It'd be easy and simple.
But isn't that like another form of pure democracy? If you have every vote, like every important thing that's decided gets decided by the majority of voters, isn't that the same as mob rule and democracy wins out? Like that doesn't sound appealing to me either.
No, it's not that at all. It's voted on by everybody and then enacted in an orderly fashion.
But you're saying like it gets voted on by everybody, so. Like, to me, that's like you have a democracy, right? Like 51% decides.
Those that care to vote.
Those that care to vote.
Is this not a good idea? How does
3 wolves and 2 sheep deciding on what's for dinner.
Yeah, I'm not sold on this.
The internet.
Lamb is looking on the menu tonight, is what I'm saying.
I'll let you make your points. Yeah, like go for it, man. I'm not trying to attack you. I'm just trying to push back because I keep hearing this all the time that RCV is our choice and like this is how we're going to solve it.
Because it's more than 2 lambs and a wolf. It's billions of lambs and billions of wolves.
But the wolves still win. That's my point.
Well, yeah, but that's not. I mean, what really is the situation? So.
You don't think so? Because I do not agree. There's a big talking point in the Libertarian Party that I do not agree with. That they say most people are libertarian. When you really talk to them, most people are libertarian. No, most people want to be led. Most people want to be told what to do. Most people want to have they like the boot. I don't agree with that.
Everyone hates Congress. Everyone loves their congressman. That's the way things are.
Let's kind of look.
I don't know.
I'm gonna give you guys an answer that.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna give everybody an answer that nobody's gonna end up winning at, but everybody hopefully will feel like is that ranked choice voting is better than what we have now, but it is not a savior. The reality is Tim, like you said, the Wolves are still gonna win because people are still gonna flock and play team fucking sports. Now, do we have a chance of maybe seeing that, okay, when we look at the 2s and the 3 votes, that, yeah, maybe we would have had a better chance if we would have gotten to those 2 and the 3 votes, sure. But the reality is that the Wolves, like Tim said, are still going to win in ranked choice voting because people are more concerned with safety and security than they are about policy or politics.
You want to know why? You want to know why we're a republic and not a democracy? Is because we want to prevent the quality solutions known as ranked choice voting. The solution is worse than the problem.
I mean, I'm just going to touch on Justin Amash in his primary, because that's essentially what ranked choice voting is, hey, here's all these people, you pick the best one. Look at Justin Amash out in Michigan. He got 15.6% of the vote versus Mike Rogers' 63.2%. And before anybody starts piping up that, well, maybe Justin Amash shouldn't have gone against Trump and you push for his impeachment.
Don't make an impression of me like that. I'm sorry.
Me. I'll fucking call you Beaker fucking the Muppet.
I hear you. Go ahead.
Fuck you.
Fuck you too. I love you.
But Mike Rogers was a fucking...
Holy shit.
Mike Rogers was a fucking never Trumper from fucking 2015 all the way to basically right up until Trump endorsed him. Because you know what? Eventually, this is what politics is really about in the duopoly. It's kiss the ring and show your fucking homage, or we will run you the fuck over and you will lose. Look at what? 2 members of the squad in the Democrat Party got run the fuck over and got primaried recently.
Yeah.
The Democrat Party didn't fare favorably with them, so they were like, all right, you kissed the ring back in 2022, but fuck you in 2024 because this isn't a real election year.
Yeah. So I want to pass it a little bit. Kareem, I don't know if that's a stale hand or if that's a fresh hand, but if you got something to say, jump in. If not, yeah.
Real quickly, who got primaried from the squad?
Cori Bush.
Really?
Cori Bush.
Cori Bush got hard.
There's another one. I can't remember her name. It's not Amon or.
It's not one of the big ones. Yeah.
Is it Rashida?
It was Bowman.
Not Rashida either.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it was
Y'all are like praying for guys. It is August. Christmas is a couple months away, and God don't love y'all that much. Calm down.
My relationship with God is my own. Kareem, I don't see your hand coming down or your speaker going off, so I assume you're done. Pride Assassin, what's up?
Yeah, that's APAC. I mean,
yep.
We should realign our fucking politics to just throwing a dart into a fucking phone book and drafting people to fucking serve like jury duty. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
The fucking the lowest common denominator politics. Jesus fucking Christ. This is horrible.
Yes.
National
politics should be jury duty.
Not. Lowest common denominator politics is absolutely going to lead us to fucking wreck and ruin.
Guys, we get fucking captured.
Random. Throw a dice.
Holy fuck.
Yes, it was wonderful. Yes.
The retard elite of America
Hang on.
leading us. Holy shit. Fuck
Josh.
me and everything I stand for.
Hold on. Josh.
I want to suck start a shotgun.
You're going to suck start a shotgun. Josh, listen.
Throw the dice.
Josh, let me ask you a question.
I'm about
Josh,
to roll this fucking...
I'm going to make you roll the dice. Are you ready? Okay. Do you think that it has to get worse before it gets better?
You're asking a collapsitarian whether
I'm not asking. So you know so you know where I'm going next.
No. You know what I'm about to say. I know what I'm about to say. Why are we doing
because
this?
Because a good lawyer asks questions that they know the answer to. Listen, if you think it has to get worse before it gets better, then why not roll the dice?
Yeah.
Tim, I've said this for I think you were around in early 2022 when I used to tell you guys this when we were all in the Mises Caucus all together, is that embrace the collapse and accept that the fall is the best option here. If you want liberty in your lifetime, the reality is that societal collapse is going to get you to where you want to go a whole fuckload of a lot quicker that anything involving politics, anything involving activism, 501k or 501cs, PACs, all that. Politics is not where it's going to get you to where you want to go.
No, knowing your neighbors, being involved locally, all that stuff is going to be better. I do think that you have
self-sustaining lifestyles.
I do think you have an obligation to speak out before the collapse, though, because I think you need
aquaponics, homesteading.
Yes.
I do think
invest in land. Stop buying stocks. Stop buying fucking stupid ass crypto.
There you
Nobody's
go.
gonna be able to fucking access after the fall. Don't buy fucking bonds or CDs. You fucking buy land and you learn how to grow food and you learn how to raise animals. And guess what? You too can be a valuable, integral part of society. Guess what? They can't make you inessential again if you're fucking living your most essential life possible.
Hey, I got a bunch of hands went up for that. Hang on.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man.
All I'm gonna say in response to that is why limit yourself? Diversify. You never know what the future has in store.
We will debate crypto and other assets at a later time.
No, I don't even. I mean, like Tim, you know my position. I love all assets.
Yes, I love asses too. I'm an ass man myself.
I'm an ass man too. I love me my assets.
Kareem, your hand.
Say it like Drake's dad.
Listen,
that was
Kareem, your hand went back up. Go ahead.
So I'll make a point a collapse, fine, but I'm just figuring out the whole vegetable thing and water purification and all that fun stuff. That probably, I need a generator, so definitely make sure you're good. Also, somebody made a comment, people make comments a lot oh, well, you did this thing for liberty. Well, what did it do immediately? I'm like, nothing. It pays off in dividends.
Right.
It took a long time for the Free State Project to work. It took the Zapatistas, which I used to listen to Rage Against the Machine. I'm like, who are these people? And I'm like, okay. And maybe they're not our ideal libertarian flavor, but it took them 50 years to get where they're at. 50.
Yeah.
So real quickly on Rage Against the Machine, I just got to say this. I feel like the politics of System of a Down have aged so much better than Rage Against the Machine.
Oh man.
The band that has a song saying "My cock is much bigger than yours" has aged better than everything from Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah, 100. System of a Down's politics have absolutely aged way better than Rage Against the Machine's politics.
Okay, we will derail on the autistic spectrum of culture at another point. Daniel M. I see
rock and roll, man.
Listen,
sorry.
Episode 101, guys. We'll be here for that one.
I may be skipping around a little bit, but Daniel M., he's got his hands up. He hasn't said shit this whole time. What's up?
Hi. Just checking. Is my mic working okay?
Yeah, you're good, dude. Go for it.
Might have been having some. Okay. So this whole return to the land thing, I hear this a lot. We had this suggested a lot with some of these BLM Pan-African people who bought up land in Dakota,
right?
Antifa. They've tried all this. Are you suggesting that we're stepping away from industrialization?
No, I'm not suggesting
we want
to
go full.
I don't know who exactly you're talking to, but I'm not suggesting that at all. No, I think that you just need to be
the Josh Helvaka guy.
It's Helvaka. Sure. That's how we pronounce it. But yes.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't. I mean, Josh can speak for himself, but I don't think that's what anybody's saying. I just think that what we're saying, are you talking about the localized stuff? I think what we're trying to say is that you just need to be more involved with the people around you, because the people, I don't know where you live. I live in Georgia now. I've lived in Florida most of my life. The people in Washington State don't fucking matter to me. They have no effect on my life. I can't have much effect on their life, if any. And, we just need to worry about the people around us and making sure our family and friends are doing good and helping them any way we can. And that will be a better future. Tell me if I'm wrong.
I'm kind of confused, because it's I thought the entire point of the Libertarian Project was that you have an objection with central governments and federal power and all this stuff. And so I thought the issue is that just de facto, the nation state has control over the local level. That's just a fact.
It should not.
Okay. I'm just wondering, because it sounds like you're begging the question here. We're going to use our town and county power to combat the federal government.
I'm not saying you have to combat them. You just need to get their foot off your neck.
Well, I don't mean literally like shoot at. Although
I understand.
I don't know.
Yeah, I understand.
But like, I guess it just sounds like sort of like circular reasoning here.
That's who controls your property taxes and shit. That's why you have to kind of.
Property, it's like 25%. Like, how much is the federal government exactly?
The federal government, the income tax takes away at least 20% of your income.
Right. So that by itself is like, well, the federal government is already a huge part of your life. I mean,
and
we
it
saw with
shouldn't
COVID,
be.
that was a massive amount of stuff. I know, but I'm just saying, like, saying that we should have towns have more power because we want towns to have more power doesn't change the physical reality that the federal government has control. That's what I mean.
Josh, I'll let you jump in.
Clarify. Yeah, no, I actually like. Thank you, I appreciate it. Like, to clarify, I actually don't want the towns to have any power at all. I want individual landowners to have say over what they find acceptable to go on or not to go on their property. And reality is there should be no such thing as public property. Either it's up for sale or it's owned. It's one of the two. If it ain't either, then it's up for sale. That's the reality of it. So,
are you talking about like sole proprietorships or something here? Like, I'm trying to understand because like the system we have now is that most people go to work at a fairly large company with like hundreds of people. What you're saying is most people need to be self-employed?
No, they don't.
People need to.
No, they don't. That isn't true.
Like, a lot of people do work for big like corporations.
Not a lot of people. A few people.
I think it's about half of people work for small business in the U.S.
No, it isn't. 70% of the people work for small businesses.
70%? I don't know about that.
That's what I'm trying to get to here, guys.
The Bundy Ranch showed the tax in the Fed's fucking
big businesses. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, you know, I'll be very like upfront here. I work for one of the largest private global corporations in the world. Like, when I'm talking, if we ever went public, our valuation would be in the top 25 of any global company.
So does my wife, but I don't.
Okay, small business employ about 46% of private sector employees.
46%. Okay. Let me check that.
I would like the public sector amount of.
I just Googled it right now. That's about what I thought it was because I looked this up during COVID because they were taking out small business left and right.
Okay, so look, the FBI can raid you, but they only have so many fucking agents, right? They only have so many like elite hostage rescue team people, and if you fucking bang up fucking 2 or 3 of them, they're gonna go back.
I guess I don't want anybody to bang up. Nobody should be banging up anything. The reality is that
no. That time is over, dog. They're fucking with us hardcore, day to day. They are fucking aggressing against them. So
yeah, remove the Fed.
Well, they are.
Regardless, we should have more small business. There should be more small business.
What
employee count in the United States, small business employ a total of 61.1 million people, representing 46% of the entire U.S. workforce is 2024. The Small Business Administration defines small business as one of fewer than 500 employees, including 99.9% of businesses in the United States. I'm sorry.
Okay. I guess I'm just trying to understand the link between political power and owning your own land and working it, I guess. Like,
okay. Well, that's not where. Okay. So, really, is that where we're at?
I mean,
I don't know. That's what it sounded like.
Where they are.
This guy, maybe he's not familiar with the ideas.
Yeah, explain it. We can explain it.
Yeah, I'd be happy.
This isn't just a libertarian thing. I hear this across the political spectrum a lot. Like, this is going to solve problems.
Like,
okay.
Like, owning land and being able to work and self-sustain is the ultimate liberty. Like, when people talk about liberty in their life,
hang on a second.
Hey guys, this has been a really great
Didn't the USSR have like a massive amount? Like, this was something that happened, I think, under Khrushchev. They had a massive amount of their citizens begin growing their own crops because their own state-controlled growth was their agriculture was so inefficient. Like, I forgot where exactly I read this. I'm just wondering, like, how that this was under communism.
Listen,
Bicyclism.
we can have
Bicyclism.
we can have differing opinions. That's fine. I want him to ask his questions, and I want people to respond to them with some modicum of respect. But before we do, Duke, it sounds like you were about to leave.
We're coveralls. I'm used to a modicum of disrespect.
So I just want to say, with regards to Kareem's earlier point about dividends, I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people get fed up with the liberty movement, because they want results right here and now. So it's very high preference behavior. That's total loser shit. And second of all, as far as musicians whose beliefs have aged the best, I would say that out of anybody, it would be Dave Mustaine of Megadeth, and which I've seen him.
I just want to drop commies from fucking helicopters. That's
I am going to see him again in later this month in Florida, hopefully. And
what drink are you on?
I'm on my 9th drink, and so I just want to wrap it up.
You still on the 9th?
I just finished my 9th, so I just want to say, I'm pretty placid right now, so it's really fun talking with you guys, but I'm going to dip out now, so
I love you.
Peace out.
Bye.
We love you.
All right. No, listen, Daniel, don't, everybody, I feel like a lot of people on this call and libertarians in general feel like we've had the same conversations online with a million people over and over again. So please don't take the frustration as like, I don't know, any negative way. It's just that people get exhausted arguing the same points over and over again. That being said,
look, I've read Rothbard for 10 years, and I followed all the ANCAP stuff for many, many years. I'm just like, I hear this a lot, like about,
and I want the pushback.
Sort of the local thing as well. Like, the entire problem is that local government doesn't have the amount of control that people want,
and I think that's the problem. Is that
people?
It does. I think that people think that that people put too much into the national.
It fucking does.
It does have control. I mean, COVID kind of showed that, right?
So
yeah, but there's so much.
Then why do you need libertarian? Hang on. If national governments are
let him talk.
If national governments are not as relevant as local governments, then what do you need the Libertarian Party for? What are you overthrowing?
You don't need the Libertarian Party.
Oh, okay. Well, sure. The movement, whatever.
You don't need the movement either.
I'm not going to go as on board with that one.
Well, okay, I mean, like, go straight for the throat, I guess.
You need a people willing to make things happen. That's all you need.
And they're paying attention. They're paying attention. They're paying attention what their local government is doing.
I took that as what a movement was. Need your barricades. I don't need them. I don't need your barricades.
Okay. That's one answer. That technically answers a question, but I'm like, what is libertarianism if nobody's a participant?
What you were asking.
Here. We are government. If shit is not going the way we want, that's our fucking fault, because we are dragging our fucking feet, and we're seeing.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, I've seen some progress with libertarian stuff, at least in my lifetime. Like, there's been plenty of criminal justice reform and things like that seem to have taken off a bit. Like weed legalization. I know the right wing isn't like super thrilled about that, but it is a thing that was supposed to happen.
Okay.
Forest Mommy's got her hand up.
Yeah, well, listen, there were other.
If you shoot a junkie, like, they're gonna.
We got hands up, guys.
Well, Pride Assassin is one of them, and I think that's who is speaking. I was gonna say Kareem, Pride Assassin, Forest Mommy, all your hands are up. Let's go with Kareem. Sorry, Forest Mommy, you were last. I'm sorry.
No, it's good. I was gonna say Kareem. I was gonna say that.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I'll answer the question. Local governments don't have that much power. I understand that. That's why they're in that region. However, the idea is that instead of, you hear the word top down is what we have, power centralized and it goes down. I believe in building things now really from the bottom up, which means that, hey, if your local town can't handle something, then you can federate. And all confederacy is an agreement with somebody else. I know the term confederacy gets misaligned because of the Civil War, but really when I looked at it, I'm like, what is a confederacy? Not just what they told me it was, all these southern states, but what is a confederacy? And the good thing is, you can have towns work together. If you go to an LP National, all it is delegates from different towns who come together and they vote on policy. Well, if we can elect Angela, what's to not say we can't elect something the same way we did to come up with a solution? Say if Xi Jinping loses his mind or Putin does something weird or anything like that. So I believe it's wholly possible, if we can all come from different states on this forum, to confederate local towns together to handle something of an extreme magnitude or something on a statewide or even your local town. That's my answer.
You got a thumbs up.
Okay, I mean that kind of answers my question a bit. I guess what I'm trying to ask is, like, clearly federal power is winning, although it seems like there's some controversy about that. Like, generally speaking, from what I can tell, when there's a disagreement between local government, state government, and federal government, the federal government wins every time. And you don't need to look much further than like the Civil War that you brought up. You can go even earlier to look at the Articles of Confederation and the Anti-Federalist Peoples. Like, this debate's been going on for centuries. So I guess it just seems like to defeat the federal government, we're going to make the local government stronger, even though physically the federal government has way more power.
Well, you're saying physically.
That's what I mean.
I hope you don't mean militarily, but I don't.
Militarily doesn't hurt, from what I understand.
Well, I don't see it that way. Reference Afghanistan, but also I don't. Let me try to think about what I want to say, because drink number 5. Everybody, welcome to the show.
Yep.
Yeah. I can speak because I kind of don't.
Go ahead.
I'm not a huge fan of national LP, to be honest, Daniel. I think I support Angela. I support it, obviously, but locally is where they set your property tax rate. Locally is where they had this is why I jump back on, because Josh brought up the lowest common denominator. That's who's running things now, is the lowest common denominator. At least out here, they took all these progressive, fat, ugly women and put them in power. So that's who's running everything, and all the layers of bureaucracy. There's so many layers of bureaucracy, and they keep wanting to take our tax money. We have a thing called Tabor out here in Colorado where we get our money back, but now they keep wanting to take it. Our U.S. rep's husband got a deal through my county for $300,000 to help write ballot initiatives that basically trick people to give up more of their tax money. So that's the kind of stuff. It's just paying attention to local, because this is.
Yeah, I think I figured out my answer. So to your question, you were saying you seem to your impression is that libertarians want to take power away from the federal government and give more power to the local government, and that's not how I see it. Mitch, your fucking guitar again. Turn it down. But the way that I see it is local government stepping in and saying, no, federal government, you don't have authority here. No, we actually don't need you to take care of these things. We can handle it internally. It's not necessarily giving more government to the local government or giving more power to the local government. It's local government stepping up and stopping national authority, I guess. Yeah.
Well, no, I've read 3 Felonies a Day. I've read about there's a turf war between state power and federal power, and the local people are getting run over repeatedly, and then sometimes they win.
I have another point to that too. Go ahead. I'll let you finish, but yeah.
This is kind of also when we're talking about what sounded like farming as political action. We had people on the continent who lived in their own little plots of land independently of political power.
The Amish.
They were called the Native Americans.
Oh, well, yeah, them before, yeah.
Okay, we know what happens when the federal government gets sick of people who
are... the natives were very... Their tribes vary depending on what you looked at.
Okay.
And even then, it wasn't really a lot of...
But we're talking about...
Okay.
Counterexample.
Chill. Go ahead, guy. Sorry, Dan.
Oh, okay. Well, we can see what happens when the federal government disagrees with that way of life. Like, we also saw that happen in the Soviet Union with Lenin. Like, when he got sick of the new economic plan, everybody was disagreeing with him, and he said, well, it doesn't matter, we have the guns, and eventually he used them.
Mm-hmm.
So we know what happens to farmers who try to live independently in the face of national governments. Like, there is no experimentation required here. We already have the equation.
Okay, give up.
Yeah, I'm not going to give up.
Does that kind of make sense?
I'm not going to give up.
You should give up.
Let me
like I'm asking the question. I mean, I can't be the first person who thought of this, right?
He's telling you what to do.
Like, real quick here, let me cut in here, because there was actually a question I think you asked a little while ago on what really is what's the real goal of libertarianism. And maybe I'm not the best person to give this, because what my definition of what the goal of libertarianism is might not be everybody's here. But I always tell people, what is libertarianism to me is living as free as you want to be, which means that as long as you're not encroaching upon another person's property in a way that they aren't comfortable with, you're free to do whatever you want. Now, what you're talking to here is the federal government, seems to, overcome all, where you're not wrong. It's a joke I have when because I work with the general public, I work in customer service and sales. And one of the big jokes I have with my customers is when we're discussing taxes and fees is I'm like, sorry guys, Uncle Sam remains undefeated. He's going to win every time, and he's always going to get his dollar. And it's funny because a lot of the times, doesn't matter age, demographic, political affiliation, they all go, yeah, you're right. It's fucking wrong. And they all agree, it's fucking wrong. And it goes back to people care about economics first. And this is why libertarianism is important on the social end of things. And we make a joke about the Libertarian Party being a big social club. And at the end of the day, maybe being a social club isn't a bad thing. Because kind of like Tim's talked about a whole bunch of times through this, is that this has created a network of people now that and he literally said it, when shit hits the fan, these are people that, me, him, we believe we can rely on to depend on each other, not only for, support, but hey, if it really hits the fan the way, some people are alluding to here, defense, protection, this is kind of a circle the wagons mentality that, if you go back, has gone on all the way into deep ancient times, back to, nomadic tribes. You circle the wagons, you protect your own, you take care of your community and one another, and you flourish as a result because you care for one another. You care about your community, whatever that community is, can be your own definition. I'm not here to put four walls around whatever community means to everybody here. But when you care about a community and you care about the well-being and the success of the members of your community, because you understand that their success is also your success, we don't need social safety nets, because we're each other's social safety nets. Shit, if shit really hits the fan, the way once again we've alluded to here, I can rely on people that we're talking to in the space that I know personally that, hey, we're going to take care of each other. There's going to be an exchange of goods and services that we all know that we can provide one another, and things won't really be that bad. And that's what libertarianism is at the end of the day. It's creating these networks of social connections that it kind of, and then creating a free market capitalist society essentially. Hey, we're all voluntarily choosing to create these connections with each other because we see a mutual beneficial relationship that could be formed.
Okay, I got
exactly. And real quickly, Tim, before you move on here, I got to sign off because I got work in the morning. But Josh, I just want you to know on that level of community, I just want you to know, man, since Tim has left Florida, you're now in my zombie plan.
Oh my God. I'm not that far away. Anyway, come see.
I mean, you're still kind of in the zombie plan, but because you're no longer, because you're on the mainland of the United States.
I'm on the mainland now.
We're ethnic Floridians. You're now a Floridian immigrant.
My birth certificate says
Dick
Florida.
of
What is
America anymore, bro.
my birth certificate says Florida. What does yours say? Anyway,
now then, listen. Let's not split hairs here. That some of us might be transplants that moved from another state.
Yeah, you're fine. Anyway, if you want to see Mitch eat a pocky chip Tuesday, come on the Real Swampcast.
Tuesday on Swamp Creatures, the pocky chip finally happens
at Real Swampcast. Anyway,
I'm glad Mitch has already admitted his guilt.
Oh, he knows it. He knows it.
Oh no, I'm not admitting my guilt, but I know that
the judge is
that
biased.
I'm going to be found innocent, and that at the very least, some other things will happen.
Anyway, come join the show.
We'll get to it on episode 100.
Thanks for hanging out, Mitch. We do have a lot of hands up, and that's why I kind of wanted to jump in there. Dan, I don't know if that answered your question or not. Probably not. I'm sure you have more. That's okay.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. It's like it does sound like things that I've heard for like a long time. I mean, the tagline I've always heard was like, we're going to replace politics with society. So like, instead of having like a bunch of government programs, we're going to find the private sector to do it if it's even necessary, sort of thing. That's what I've always heard.
That's better put than I could have said. You are not drinking, sir. You are not obeying the 2-drink minimum rule of this show. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're fine.
Yeah, I don't know, Methodist or something, but like,
yeah,
it just it doesn't sound because it's like
everything sounds good in theory.
Because you guys brought up,
yeah.
No. Speaking of theory, like one thing that I do respect, like the communists, like the Marxists, about is that they do think a lot about like what leads to what. So it's like if you have a society that's like works like in feudalism and no one can communicate over very, very long distances, what is this culture going to look like? What's the politics going to look like? And then you invent the telegraph and all of a sudden you can communicate across really, really great distances, and you have international trade, and you've got like the ability for the king to be able to send commands to his army way off in the distance. Well, that's going to make it a lot more likely to be able to fight things like international war, and you're going to have a different form of politics then. And so I'm just wondering, like, okay, you've got a system where everyone can communicate around the world at light speed, and you have the ability to effectively destroy the world, and the government has a monopoly on this. Like, what do the libertarians think about like how all of this works exactly? It's like, and the answer is kind of like, I guess we're gonna buy land.
Do I need to say the line, Tim?
You can say it, but I want to move on. Go ahead.
I'm not saying Ted Kaczynski was a good man. I'm just saying he was right about a few things.
All right. So look. All right. Look, we got some new people that have joined the conversation. Whole Grain Waffle. I see you there as well. And Grat Cadet. I don't know what the fuck that means, but anyway, you guys have joined the conversation. I also see Forrest, Mommy, and Pride Assassin, and Kareem. Your hands are all still up. I don't know if those are stale or not.
My hand's not supposed to be up. If it's up,
okay,
it's not supposed
gotcha. Good deal. But yeah, Whole Grain and Grat Cadet. You guys have been hanging out. What's up? Let's start with Whole Grain. I'll be specific. Sorry, Grat, but Whole was here first.
Sweet, thanks, man.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna kind of like answer the question of like, because we were kind of talking about it as like, what is libertarianism, or how does that materialize, or
what does libertarianism mean to you? Go ahead.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect 101 question for the first time in the space, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think it just comes down to like, I know this is generic, but I think it just comes down to like personal liberty and freedom of, just like freedom of speech, press, religion, all of the kind of basic John Locke stuff of life, liberty, and property. But like, honestly, I think, we run over that so much of like, we encounter this as libertarians, like, yeah, man, these are the talking points. Like, this is what we believe, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, I don't think we always think about that of like, it's like true agency. It's autonomy. It's like, no, like I have the ability to make decisions without someone like literally intervening one way or another to influence me or like coerce me. It's like, give me like personal freedom and true autonomy so that I can like truly make like the decision that's best for me. And, I think that's some of it. And, we talked about, or it was talked about in the space about, man, the government just keeps coming in and like having all these programs. But it's like, if you look at the 60s, or you even look at like the way some of these zoning, like housing zoning laws are, the reason that like you see all these like multifamily houses coming up all over the place and like property being reduced is because there's like an Obama era policy. And I mean, obviously this goes before Obama,
Sure.
but there was an Obama era policy where it was like about urbanizing the suburbs, which like in reality, that's not always the worst thing. But when you're taking away private property from people and turning people into serfs and renters, that's terrible. Like that is like one of the worst things in the world. And it's done under the guise of like, oh, we're just like trying to like make more social cohesion or whatever. But in reality, what I'm getting at is like, that's done coercively by federal government that's like dollars that small towns have accepted, and then they're addicted to the dollars. And then the federal government's like, oh yeah, if you want the dollars, like you got to do these special zoning laws. So that's like going in direct conflict of like autonomy. You're being controlled financially. And I mean, this opens the door to like Bitcoin and like, so I mean, in my opinion, libertarianism is like true freedom of like, dude, don't get me drug addicted to your money. Don't get me like chained to like your coercive system. It's like true autonomy, but again, like I can swing my arms as far as I want as long as I don't hit someone else's nose.
Yeah.
It's like it's true autonomy, but it's also like true respect is kind of what I see it as. So I know that's kind of a 101 question, but that was just my take on it,
No, it's a good take, and I don't know that many people. I mean, I saw a lot of 100 emojis flying up in the chat, so I don't know that many people would disagree with that. I think it doesn't to kind of. I don't know if it's steel man, but to kind of bolster Daniel M's point a little bit, I think what his more question was what's the practical solution? How do you actually act upon those ideals? Because they all sound great, but what do you actually do? And he was kind of memeing a little bit, saying like, "Oh, the solution is just to buy land." Like, I thought that was a good singer, and I liked it a lot. But
yeah.
But yeah, I think that kind of goes more to his point. I don't think he told Dan M anything new, but maybe somebody else who's listening hadn't heard that before. I want to move on to Grat Cadet and Wholegrain. If you got more to say on it later on, then feel free to jump in. You're in the circle now. But Grat, what's up?
Hey, first, just want to say I just hit my 2-drink minimum. So,
that's right. Let's go.
There we go. Yeah. So, I love these Friday spaces. A lot of great conversations, and yeah, we do rehash a lot of things, and I do listen a lot. But it is good to kind of go back to kind of the basics. And Dan, the one thing I'll say when we talk about the land, and this is all I'll say, and I'll drop off, is we talk about self-reliance, right? And how that land we can use it to be able to resist federal control. For example, not being able to go to the grocery store because you don't have a special vaccine, right? So the land gives you autonomy. It's not necessarily the land that breeds libertarianism. It just gives you away from that centralized, to use whole grain waffles, addiction to money, right? That greed and coerciveness that they use against the population that can drive reaction from the entire society. So I think the land comment was more of a tongue-in-cheek, like, than it was really like, hey, we all need to buy land and create this commune, which, that's, whatever. If you want to do that, that's cool. Just like, I think someone...
Free state of Florida, yes.
That's right.
Half my family is a bunch of Catholic farmers. I support the farm thing. I'm just wondering what you're going to get out of it, like at the ballot box. I don't know.
So that's not necessary. I think it breeds activism, right? So when someone tries to take away something that you have, you obviously don't want that. So you fight against it, whether that's politically or with other means. So, and if you have a group of individuals around you, to go in the point of that social club of the Libertarian Party, that all think the same way, and your local government is then established a very similar view of how we want to operate, the resistance gets larger and larger, and then you're able to push back. And I will challenge you a little bit and say that there are states currently that are pushing back against the federal government, and have been since, I mean, forever. So the most recent example that I can think of is Texas, with their little moat thing they have across the Rio Grande, and shipping migrants from one location to the other against the federal government's wishes. Obviously, Texas is done playing this game, trying to get visibility to a problem that has been going on for a long time, and I would argue that they got it. So there are ways that states can push back against the federal government, even though it is larger and more powerful. And just like the local governments can push back against the states, and so on. So that's the whole point of federalism. But when we become so addicted to federal power and having other people make decisions for us, it's hard to change that without buying in, I guess. And that's all I got. So that's, I know you have a bunch of Catholic farmers, and that's cool, but I would say that those guys are probably not super happy about a prospect of raising their taxes on the property that they currently own.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they'd fight against that through the ballot box. So that's the whole point. So that's all I got.
Great points, man. Love it.
Just to clarify, it's key debt, and that's because of the Virginia Military Institute. So,
okay.
Call me a Fed all you want, but that's where I'm at.
No, you're good, dude. You're good. I'm bad at pronunciation, and that's why we call him Hella Vodka. All good, man. Yeah, no. I mean, Dan, that was kind of direct. I mean, a lot of the comments recently have been directed more at you, but if you want to spark some more conversation, you're more than welcome to. All right. Let's go ahead. Yep. I see you unmuted. No, you're back muted again. I'll wait. It's fine. Go ahead.
I wasn't trying to intentionally just like pick on farming either.
That was you're good.
That was like
how about letting the hands that are up speak?
My hand?
Yeah, other people. I've violated all of your oxygen property rights, so you guys can like pick some.
No, I thrive on conflict. Okay, there needs to be more fighting. That's what we need. Okay, it's fine, dude.
Okay.
You're good, man. You're good. There are more hands up. I know Forrest Mommy said her hand is stale, but Pride Assassin, Kareem, Whole Grain, your hand's still up. I don't know if any of you guys just unmute, and I will call you out right away if you got something to say. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Well, okay. So violence is a thing. Dude, nap time is over. They've been aggressive.
Are you going to Fed post right now? Are you going to Fed post right now? Is that what you're about to do?
We're Fed posting right now.
That's not. I'm just telling. Like,
this is a warning shot.
I used to live in Stockton. I used to live in Stockton, California, which is one of the most violent places on earth. Okay, and so I actually worked with the police there, which is gonna piss off a bunch of.
Listen, everybody. I'd rather somebody speak from experience rather than speak in theoreticals. So don't that doesn't affect me. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so I did a lot of SWAT team and active shooter training, right?
Yes. So
the SWAT team training was fun because I could do what I wanted. They're like, "Oh, you look like a terrorist." Ha ha ha. We can and we could get physical and kinetic and just fuck shit up, right? But the active shooter training was led by DHS, which is a federal body, as you know. And they had their rules. One rule was we cannot kill the responding officers, right? So we use semi-munitions. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's paintball with more heat, and it fucking sucks.
Right.
So... Yeah. So we would do active shooter training at the behest of DHS with multiple agencies. Like we had Port Police, UOP Police, the University of Pacific. We had the the local school police, regular police, sheriffs, state troopers, and fucking one of the fucking agencies fucking slipped my mind, dude. But it was a clusterfuck. Like, but that's why they train, right? And
is that who trained Uvalde? The Uvalde officers?
pretty much, pretty fucking much. It was a cluster fucking fuck. Like, and I was always the bad guy, but here's the thing. During the DHS fucking exercises, I was not allowed to kill the responding officers under the reason that they might think they'll die if they respond. And that is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my fucking life, right? Like, why are the feds training locals this week?
What? That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, that's the fucking dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard in my fucking life, dude.
He's had a few drinks. What's up?
That's how Johnny Hurley died out here in Arvada. He was a normal dude. He took down a mass killer, and the cop showed up and shot him because he was like.
No, they straight up fucking told us, like, you're not allowed to kill him.
You're not allowed to kill the active shooter?
No, the police.
The responding officer. If you're playing Op 4, you're not allowed to kill the responding officers because you don't want them to get worried about whether or not they're going to die responding because they're pussies.
Correct. And that was the DHS line of fucking thinking.
I'm kind of confused because you're saying, like, okay, like they're training you how to deal with an active shooter. You're not allowed to shoot the responding officers. Why would you shoot the responding officers?
Because you're a fucking
because I was the bad guy.
Oh, you were the bad guy.
I was the bad guy.
Oh, I see. I see. Okay, so this was a role playing exercise. They had you play the active shooter.
If you're a terrorist, why wouldn't you want to kill?
I did. I thought he was. I thought that there was like some other guy that was playing the active shooter.
No, if you're the Durker, you want to kill the fucking.
Hell yeah, dude!
American.
That's the whole point. Anyway,
that's what literally happened in Nevada. Everyone look up Johnny Hurley, by the way, if you don't know his story.
I don't. Yeah, thank you.
No, I was completely not allowed to shoot the responding. Dude, I had.
And you were playing the bad guy. To be clear, you were playing the bad guy, and they did not want you to shoot the good guy.
Bad guys don't follow the rules, bro. What were you doing?
Yeah, I would have shot him. Fuck him, dude. Fuck him. I'd have shot all them bitches.
We actually tried to shoot each other in the fucking neck, bro. That's like a ritual.
Fucking job. They're like, look, you got to follow.
But
I'm bad guys. You got to follow the rules. You got to no, fuck you. I'm the bad guy.
Right.
Like, don't follow rules.
I'm telling you what they told us. Like, and that's the training. And it was multi-agency. We only had.
I will.
Okay, so for each exercise, we only had 3 runs per day because we had so many fucking agencies, and the fucking communication was so fucked up. Like, they have no way to fucking coordinate. They're fucked, dude.
Yeah.
They're fucking retarded.
It's that's crazy.
Anyway.
Anyway, yeah, thanks for.
What's up with whole grain?
What do you mean? What's up with whole grain? What's up, whole grain?
I wasn't gonna say. I'm just listening. What did someone have a question?
Oh no, I don't know. Rob's back. Hi, Rob. Oh, he'll join in a moment. But yeah, no, I don't know. We're getting on to the 2.5 hour mark. I don't know how long we're allowed to hang out here, but. You know,
what are they gonna do? Take it away from us?
Yeah.
Jeff said it's gone on for like 5 hours one night, so he can have free reign.
I did text Jeff back if he did want to say something.
If you got nothing to say, put your damn hand down.
Well,
you covered the nomination at the Libertarian thing, so you can go for fucking ever.
Who covered? Oh, me? Oh, yes, me. Yes, I did do that. We had
imagine being on site. Fuck.
We had the #1 show, the #1 live stream for all of the LP convention. Come to us for all of your debate and coverage news.
No to 300, baby.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
Oh my god, I saw like fucking 5 hours that whole fucking weekend. It was horrible.
Vincent, what's up? Your mic is finally activated.
Rob, what's up? You welcome back to the show.
Yeah, man. Just got done with the Porsche tour. Robbie killed it. this Connor Larson from Nashville, he killed it. I killed it. So yeah, driving back to Pensacola now, gonna listen to you guys bitch and moan about the LP. I guess I don't know.
No, that hasn't been happening. We've been very philosophical. We moved on from horse cum and couch fucking, and we moved on to something really philosophical. The importance of localization. You guys,
wait. Can we circle back to the couch fucking?
Oh
real
my
quick?
God!
Because this guy who hosted very, very beautiful home, and so he had a cloud couch, and I don't know if you guys know.
Oh, Rob's gonna fuck the couch. What?
I had to leave. I didn't either. I was getting very wrecked. So I used to live in Orlando. There's this place called Restoration Hardware who makes the cloud couch. It's a $10,000 couch if you get the big one. Yeah, I would.
That place is expensive as fuck.
Yeah, but it's worth it. I would eat and then go walk to Restoration Hardware and just pass out on their couch for like 10, 20 minutes and pretend I was gonna buy it.
There you go.
He had one. So the entire time I was doing my set, I was just eyeing that couch, and I had to talk to him about it. I was like, "Is this a cloud couch?" He was like, "Yes, it is. Thank you for noticing." So I would fuck that couch.
There you go. That's where I knew it was going to end up. Congratulations.
And you can tell it. And you can tell everybody.
All right, listen, guys.
I will. I plan to.
We have been here 2.5 hours. Let's try to wrap up. Is there anything that has not been brought up that anyone would like to bring up? I love
cloud couches are gay.
Did you guys already talk about Joe Rogan?
We did talk about it a little bit.
God.
We did. Yeah. MAGA Chud's angry for nothing. Joe's an average guy. He actually recommended getting all of your political information from Dave Smith. So that was cool.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Did he say that on his special? On his new special? I haven't seen it.
He didn't say it on his new special. There was a tweet that he put out that he said, like, don't ask me for anything political. If you want to learn more about that, talk to Dave because he knows his shit. That's basically what he said.
Yep. Yeah, it's true.
I was going to ask Daniel if he just understands beyond libertarianism and shit, like how important self-sufficiency and being as most self-sufficient as you can be is important.
No, I disagree. Like what you're describing is very, very close to what Marx wanted. Like if you read, not even just Marx himself, but if you read criticisms of Marx, like I've read like Rothbard's criticism of Marxism, like he was pretty adamant that what Marx opposed fundamentally was like the division of labor, and like the idea that you're going to become self-sufficient is like you're talking about you're talking like the pre-Dutch India company, like the stock market was invented. It's like that's over, baby. That was a long time ago.
I think there's a problem with definitions here because I think when she says self-sufficiency, I think what you are hearing is do everything yourself and only be reliant on yourself. But I don't think that's the definition that most people, particularly libertarians, ascribe to when they say self-sufficiency. For example, I might be an excellent corn farmer. I can grow all the corn in the world, but I'm really shitty at fixing my own car. The self-sufficiency isn't that I can fix my own car and grow my own corn. It's that I can produce enough corn to be able to sell to pay somebody to fix my car. You understand?
Like, I understand that, but that's sort of like what we have now. But the way I always took it was that what the goal of a libertarian society wants is that they want voluntary mediation, essentially. Like, that was the way I always took it, because there's always sort of like a literal interpretation where it's like, okay, like we don't agree with the assembly line sort of thing, so we're not going to have
assembly lines are very productive.
No, I disagree.
Right, but the thing is, it's like it's hard to say. But assembly lines are necessarily interdependent. This is like the first thing that communists will observe is they say, okay, who really owns this car? If you've had 1,000 people interact with it, from like, collecting the rubber plants and then refining the person who's like building the pencil. Everyone's seen this stupid fucking pencil thing, right? Like, okay, well, communists have observed that, and they say, okay, everybody has interacted with this product at a different level of, abstraction or whatever. Okay, well, the thing is, who does or does not own that? They simply disagree with like who owns the final product, who like has final say.
I don't know who
over
it
its
was
use
that
and
chimed
abuse and
in.
destruction.
I don't know who it was that chimed in, but who bought it? That's the correct answer.
It was me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's whoever bought the car owns the car. That's so. I think that you're thinking that when I say self-reliance, I'm talking and to go off of what was already said. I don't mean that I can do absolutely everything. We live in a society. It's impossible for me to do
try
everything.
to ask. Okay, so like, let's say that, forget all of the different InQtel and defense like all the stuff that happened in the 50s in the Cold War with ARPANET and stuff. Let's just say Microsoft was for sure a 100% private. There was no funny business with the federal government or defense or anything. It was a 100% private thing. And you were like a guy working in a cubicle at Microsoft with 10,000 other people on the Microsoft campus. I don't know how big it is. Would that be considered self-sufficient by your line of reasoning, or is that not?
Yes.
Okay, that is self-sufficient.
You're trading your labor for you're trading your labor and your time for a wage that you can then purchase on the free market, whatever you want. But the biggest thing is once I buy something, I don't want to have to pay taxes on something that I already own. First of all, I don't want to pay taxes at all anyway. But I don't want to. I don't want to have the government reach into.
So like we're talking, you're making.
Sure,
Like, if you're like a guy at Intel making an i9, and you're in like a big plant in Taiwan or whatever, that is very, very specialized and interdependent process in the literal sense. But your guys are kind of talking like in the moral or political sense. You mean like I'm not interfered with. This is my understanding. I'm not interfered with involuntary transactions. So like something like the federal government or health insurance I don't want, or licensing and all those other BS and like trade restrictions and whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
is that a question? Yeah.
Sorry, that was a question. Sorry.
I think self-sufficiency, you can't specialize in everything, especially like the world. Like I can't specialize in building an iPhone. Like I can't specialize in being like really good at Olympic archery. One of those two things. But I think self-sufficiency. I mean, libertarianism does come down to like free market exchange goods. So like you're gonna specialize in something. I just think self-sufficiency is like being able to support yourself with that speciality or like
yeah, but it seems like you guys are implying that there's something political about being, like this is kind of like Jeffersonian type self-sufficiency, and like the way Thomas Jefferson saw political freedom in like the U.S. Okay, like he really did think people needed to be their own, like your own land, your own property, and you grow your own food and stuff like that, and then you trade with it once you've got enough. Like,
well, I don't think there's anything wrong with having that kind of self-sufficiency too. I think that actually, like, the more you're like sufficient in max amount of ways without like tying yourself down, I guess. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, corn's not the only currency. There are,
no, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Rob's a comedian.
Society.
I'm sorry.
Maze anarchism.
The government made corn. The government made corn currency by put it in everything.
You damn autist.
I mean, yeah, if there's probably less government, you'd have a lot less corn probably in people's diets, I'm guessing.
But let me kind of kind of personal anecdotal here, because it'll like maybe kind of
don't go personal anecdote. Just
okay, never mind then.
Can I chime in?
Hold on.
Dissect the Battle of Blair Mountain, right?
Yeah, I think also,
Hang on. Let Rob jump in.
I hate unions.
Yeah.
But the Battle of Blair Mountain was a pivotal point in our fucking whatever the fuck we are.
Yeah. He abides by the 2-drink minimum.
I mean, I completely agree with that. But
no, you're fine. Listen.
We're going to get close to Fed posting. We start talking about but like firepower and stuff.
Yeah,
like
we will not Fed post. We will not Fed
We will
post.
not
We
Fed
will not Fed post.
not
All right, Rob.
It's not bad.
Say that for like
I understand.
Discord.
It's history.
We can talk about.
us were
We can enjoy history. I want Rob to jump in. Also, I want to say though, Tommy is new. Welcome, Tommy. Rob, go ahead.
Yeah, that previous guy, I have no idea what he said. I don't think he has any idea what he said.
Oh my God.
No, I have every fucking god damn it, every fucking board. So fucking bad.
Love you too, brother. Just you, Rob. Just for you.
So also, I think to me it always comes down to like the subjective theory of value versus the objective theory of it. Like communists are always like,
I'm a fucking big ass fucking faggot. Fuck you.
so if you dedicate your life to making shitty pencils, and no one wants to buy your shitty pencil, why should you get paid good money for that shit? Like, I don't understand. Like, make a good product that people want to buy.
Because you sold a lot of
reason why
Brett,
communists
stop being fucking gay, dog.
I don't know if you're actually mad or if you're just chilling, like having a good time, but yeah.
I sounds pissed.
No, I'm having a good time.
All right, good. As long as it's all a good fun, I'm happy to. You can call me a faggot all you want. That's cool.
Can I jump in there?
Yeah, if you want to jump in.
Fuck your
Hold
pencils, dog. Like I'm asking serious fucking questions here. Like,
yeah. Tom, I believe that was Tommy wanted to jump in. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was Tommy J. Since someone mentioned Thomas Jefferson, that's
Oh,
my handle.
so you created this account just so you could come in here and make that point. Go ahead.
Exactly.
Yes.
No. So going back to like the beginning of this kind of line of questioning, Daniel said something about how like someone mentioned self-sufficiency, and Daniel said that was something associated to Marx, and I'm a little confused on what you're referring to there. I don't really recall Marx talking a whole lot about
the
like
idea of total self-sufficiency is like
let me finish.
Go ahead.
Okay, so
question, dog.
yeah, so like Marx, I'm pretty familiar with his work. I mean, I'm not a communist. I love Thomas Jefferson. I love the American Revolution. That's what my values are. And so this idea, though, that Marx was somehow like in favor of self-sufficiency, I don't really, I don't see. Like, I'm sure you could read that into his works somehow if you like, squinted hard enough at it. But I don't think that was really his message. I don't think there's a lot of like communists and Marxists going around saying like we all need to be like self-sufficient in like at least in the libertarian sense. That, and by the way, I just want to say that like let's assume for the sake of argument that Marx did say something along those lines. Like that's not a reason to oppose it. Okay, like just because Marx like if Karl Marx said like 2 + 2 = 4,
right?
I wouldn't say, well, no, actually I disagree with that because you're Karl Marx. I mean, we shouldn't just oppose something because of the person who said it. Like it's the same thing that if Donald Trump comes out and says something, there are a group of people who will disagree with him, no matter how reasonable or factual or truthful the thing that he says is. And so my overall point here is that look, we talk about liberty, we talk about markets, we talk about these things. These are ultimately kind of like these are ends, right? These are the ends that we want to achieve. And the concept of self-sufficiency, just kind of broadly speaking, that's a means to that end, right? I know this is kind of a cliche, but it's true. Politics is downstream from culture. That's 100% true. Like if you if I just dropped you in Saudi Arabia, you wouldn't be a libertarian anymore in any real meaningful sense, right? Your entire political calculus would change. Why? Because you've been dropped into a cultural sphere that's completely antithetical to the culture that would be necessary in order for a libertarian society to emerge. So when people talk about self-sufficiency, when they talk about that, well, I think what they're really talking about is independence, right? The concept of independence, the concept of not having to rely on some distant authority figure, some impersonal institution that doesn't care if you live or you die. Like, that's what self-sufficiency means. It's about a cultural revolution. I think that even before cultural revolution, you have to have a spiritual revolution. Like, you want.
I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button. Jump back in, Tommy. Finish your point. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I was about to finish it. Sorry for the long-windedness, but like, again, I keep going back to the American Revolution. Like, I look, no disrespect to Mises, no disrespect to Rothbard. They're awesome, okay, but I do have to wonder why we're looking at them as like the exemplars of libertarianism when all we have to do is look at America. Look at our own history. 1776 was a libertarian revolution. It was a revolution against the most powerful empire in the history of the world. Okay, and they won. They won. And so by the way, I'm not Fed posting here.
You're good.
Like, oh, we need to replicate it exactly. You know, I'm just saying, like, we need to understand what the foundation of their success was, and it started with a sense of spirituality, and it's larger than libertarianism. There's something bigger there. Why does everything keep drifting leftwards? Because liberals are masters of art, right? What art have conservatives produced? What art have libertarians produced? Very little. Meanwhile, you know, Hollywood is like more influential than the government, and that with CIA anyway. But so I want to, you know, I don't want to keep going too long, but that's just kind of my thought right there. So you can respond if you want. Sorry, Dan.
Awesome. That was awesome.
Okay.
I am correct.
No, I mean, like, everything you said was fair. I will say that, like, when you say self-sufficient, it sounds like you're kind of describing kind of like morally and, like, you know, a person's character and things like that. When Marx was talking and the way, like, Mises and Rothbard critiqued him, they were referring to, like, self-sufficient in, like, the stage of history they're at. Like, there wasn't a lot of interdependence past, like, your immediate family in, like, a tribal setting. You literally just, and this was like kind of you know, Rousseau, where his idea of, like, you know, primitive communism was when everybody kind of like lived. You just sort of like, you know, dozed under the trees, and you didn't need to really work or plan for the future, and you just kind of like, you know, fruit would just fall on your head and things like that. And that was sort of like the idyllic version of communism that they had in the past. And then you had the Christian version come out, which is kind of like you had the Christian millennialists, I believe, the Anabaptists, and they said we're going to all go to heaven, we're going to have 1,000-year reign on earth and things like that. And the communists come around and they say, okay, like, all of you guys are all wet. Really, what's going to happen is we're going to have these stages, and we're going to have this, you know, revolution. We're going to overcome the, you know, capitalist alienation, all this other stuff. Okay. Marx said we are going to go back to primitive communism. This thing of, it isn't so much just like the idea of being self-sufficient, it's that you're not dependent on anyone. The idea that you're there isn't a division of labor, and this was what sort of, you know, Rothbard was criticizing before. It's like, it sounds like you're just describing this, like, dilettante adolescent lifestyle. And the people who criticize Marx looked at his own life and they were kind of like, yeah, you kind of do sound like this, you know, very responsible young adult that doesn't want to, like, you know, put his foot on the gas in his life and, like, take control of anything, and, you know, actually work for a living. And I understand that argument, but when we're talking about being completely self-sufficient as a political act, what it sounds like is you guys are using, like, the Marxist definition. It's like we're going back to the trees.
Right. So, I mean, okay. So let's accept for the sake of argument that Marx was kind of in that space that you just described. I mean, it was you also who mentioned sort of like Jeffersonian, like the agrarian democracy model as well as sort of like a parallel to that. As sort of like
communists point this out.
Oh, well, come on. You can't believe that Thomas Jefferson was an American communist. I mean, come on. I mean, he like communism, the essence of communism is collectivism, right? And the essence of the Declaration of Independence is individualism. So they're diametrically opposed. I mean, Marx was all about the collective. He was all about the proletariat and these kinds of collectivist abstractions that subsumed individuality, whereas Jefferson was just like radical individualist. That if you're going to critique Jefferson, your critique of him shouldn't be that he was like some kind of American communist. Your critique of him should be coming from maybe the conservative viewpoint, saying that he's too.
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say that like Jefferson was. Sorry for interrupting. I wouldn't say Jefferson was like a communist or anything. I would say that he did have this one similarity where they were talking about like there is a political link between interdependence, and this is something that even Ben Franklin commented on. Is like, hey, look, we can take on the British. Why? Because we can. If the British cut off our goods, our guys are skilled at like producing leather. We can make our own clothes. We can like grab our own food and stuff. We can live without British trade. And I'd say that, yeah, that was kind of like an important thing. And the critics of free trade, the Trump people on the right wing, go like, hey, all of this free trade nonsense and having all of this stuff, this is hurting us and our ability to have national, like even the U.S. government is bringing up like, hey, having all of our stealth bombers get all their ships from China is maybe not a good idea. So the idea that interdependence and being self-sufficient has political implications isn't just like a communist thing. That wasn't what I was suggesting. I was saying that like the way that like it isn't even just Jefferson, but like all the classical people, they did think along these lines where it's like having your own land, being independent. These are political actions that you're taking, and I kind of understand that. But I'm just saying, like, the idea that you're completely free of the division of labor. Because when you guys are talking about like corn and stuff, I was like, not. I know I'm picking on corn a little bit, but it's like,
I don't think libertarian.
I was not sure how far you guys were wanting to take this because it did sound a little bit like sort of.
The reason I brought it up was just an example to make my point. It was nothing more serious than that.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I'm wondering, Clement, you're too focused.
No, you're good.
So, yeah, like Jefferson's conception of agrarian democracy. Look, this is a problem with modern political discourse in general. Is that it's very, very divorced from like context and big picture, and like it doesn't. Like the things we're talking about have no, like I was speaking today, no spiritual grounding. They have very little cultural grounding. Everything is just abstraction after abstraction after abstraction. But if you look at like, before this modern era, which maybe you could say is probably like Industrial Revolution, maybe post-Enlightenment or whatever, like something shifted. Like people, like the way we think of ourselves as Americans, for example. Right? Like, what does that mean? What is an American? No one in this country can actually define what it means beyond just some arbitrary geographic, distinctions or whatever. And so, I guess my point here is that yes, we can talk about these things like in isolation, but if you really dig into Jefferson's philosophy, it's big, it's huge. You can't just look at one part in isolation. You have to look at everything that he talked about, everything that he believed, and without that big picture, it's kind of like, what are we even talking about here?
No, I agree. Like I kind of like if I was gonna have to pick a side, I'd say probably more the anti-federalist side. Like maybe it's because I've seen where like federalism ends up, but like
everything they warned against has come true. Like everything they warned against, like the entire Constitutional Convention, they were right. The Federalists were wrong. Like Madison, I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a genius. I respect him. I even respect Hamilton. I mean, the dude was a freaking badass, right? But he's a bad guy. But he was at least a worthy enemy. I mean, nowadays our adversaries are like just despicable beyond belief. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent there. The point I'm trying to make is that like Madison, because he had all these kind like everyone was telling him at the time, like, no, this is Patrick Henry, for example, saying like, why are we doing this? There's no need for this. You know, like, we don't need to centralize the government anymore. We just want our revolution. Like everything's fine. You guys are making shit up. And Madison like came up with all these kinds of like really eloquent sounding pieces of sophistry to like kind of wave away the anti-federalist warnings. But if you go back and you read the anti-federalist warnings, everything they said has come true. Like every warning that they gave, they all were true. The only reason why you have a Bill of Rights is because the anti-federalists, you know, like Hamilton and Madison basically said like, oh, we don't even need a Bill of Rights. Why do we even need one of those? You know, like why would the federal government try to do something that we haven't given them power to do? That was their actual argument, right? And the anti-federalists were like, well, duh, because it's the government. Obviously, like, did we not just go through an entire revolution here? So yeah, I mean, we should be on the side of the anti-federalists. Like they were right, and the federalists were completely wrong. So, you know, I don't think that's a controversial statement to make here, though.
I think it's interesting, like the dividing lines of the Civil War. When you talk about like literally the Civil War started with Federalists and anti-Federalists, in my opinion, just because you literally have smaller states that are more collectivist, that want a stronger centralized government, in opposition to, you know, basically Virginia was like Texas back then. You know, and then the size and autonomy and power, you know, all of that. Like, you know, I just find it interesting that, you know, that's really what it goes back down to, is individualism versus collectivism. And I think when it comes down to like what is self-sufficiency, I think a better thing is just like, it's about independence. It's not about like, it's not being coerced or someone like holding the carrot on a string over you and you being able to be autonomous. This is what I think it really comes down to.
Yeah, voluntary versus
Well,
involuntary.
Sorry, the way I interpret it is that you're talking about like two different things, which is like the moral and sort of like individual and being like as your personal character, that type of self-sufficiency, which is like, you know, individualism and collectivism, these are moral theories. You could maybe make an argument that individualism is like more emphasis on the ethical side, and collectivism is kind of more of just a statement of like fact that like the many are more powerful than an individual, but they're both still moral theories. But the way I interpret it is that, so if you kind of think about things like you know, I can't. I'm going to right now, but
yeah, I'll jump into it.
In the case of something being like a statement of political fact, which is like there's like street smarts versus like what's right, leaving your purse downtown on a park bench unattended, is it right for someone to steal it? No. Is it? Are you going to be surprised if someone steals it? Probably not. So like in the case of politics, when you're talking about what are, like in the case of, should you have an economic system, and this is something I think socialists are actually a little smart about, believe it or not, is that the political implications of having everyone working the same hours in a factory and being dependent on a boss. The founding fathers weren't really impressed with this idea, and they would say, like, effectively, I can't remember the exact quote, but effectively the revolution would have been lost if that was the case. It might have been Lincoln. I know you guys aren't exactly fans of Lincoln, but
no.
Like in that case, is there something to be said for like, and you guys have already brought up, is it just wise to have an economic system where people do have direct control over their own livelihoods, and they're beholden to a boss that can easily be centralized? Because I think even libertarian thinkers have been, you know, pounding that table where it's like the reason we have all of these giant conglomerates and monopolies and all these things, well, those things are very, very easy to fall under federal control. And
right. Yeah,
if that's the case, there are political implications to the form of like economy that you have.
Yeah, well, I think the point here is like when you talk about an economic system, like I have to go back to like that's an abstraction, right? And so, economic systems, markets, liberties, these are abstract principles. These are concepts, right? So the question here is how do we? Those are ends, right? They're not the means. Like liberty is not a means to an end. Liberty is the end. And so, if you want to achieve liberty, if you want to achieve a particular economic system, then you have to start in the material world. You have to start in the real world. You have to start with material conditions like land, water, the things that humans depend on for their survival. And so, and ask yourself this: how often do political debates in modern times, like when is the last time you ever heard a debate about land? It doesn't happen. It never happens. You will never ever hear a political candidate almost at any scale, at any level. There will never be a debate about land unless it's some kind of arcane debate that only a few people are talking about because some real estate developer wants to go. You know what I mean? Like, it's never about like
this. The communists talk about land a whole hell of a lot, especially
okay,
the British ones.
Right. But my point is, yes, communists talk about it with everybody throughout the entire history of humankind until a certain point. There was like some weird cutoff point where humans just like politically just stopped talking about land. Right? And even though it is
You're not gonna like this answer either. That happened with the marginal revolution and essentially the death of classical economics when effectively the marginal people said to the classical people that there's unproductive cost. There's no such thing as unproductive overhead in the economy. He said that there is no such thing as economic rent. And I don't mean literally paying your rent or mortgage or whatever. I mean like
I mean I've like followed like Georgism and all that stuff. I know about that stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, unfortunately, we're kind of living in the aftermath of like some of that stuff.
Well, that's
with yeah. But like you talked about like the housing crisis and the numerous housing bubbles and all this stuff, and like the NIMBYs and all the zoning stuff. The libertarians are actually pretty good on, in my opinion. A lot of that stuff, the way of thinking and the cultural shift, a lot of that started when we decided that there isn't really a different when there was kind of an arbitrary split between what we consider government influence and private influence. And this is something that communists and the left have been pretty good about, is that when you had the enclosure movements and all this stuff happen, a lot of that started off with government power. And some of that got sort of, went to the wind over time and it got broken up, and some of it didn't. And we're left over with a lot of it didn't right now. And so I am still waiting, for that to be.
Another way.
Let's try to wrap this, but go ahead. Yep.
Yeah, sure. This will be my last thing. Let me put it another way. So a lot of people, like, you'll see debates about like abortion. Should abortion be illegal? Should abortion be illegal, or drug legalization, or whatever the policy you want to talk about? Everybody talks about what the policy should be. Nobody, almost nobody, ever asks the more important question: who decides? Who decides what's legal? Who decides? Like, these are the real questions that people ought to be asking. We're always trafficking in these abstractions, and we're never talking about material conditions. We don't talk about land. We don't talk about water. We don't talk, and so in the libertarian space, I do sense that there is kind of like this incipient desire to go back to that, to harken back to something like that. And so when somebody tries to bring that up, I don't think like, oh, hey, Marxists talked about that too. It's like, okay, who cares? I mean, sometimes Marxists and communists have some legitimate points. I mean, nobody's ever wrong about everything all the time, but that doesn't even matter to me. It's like it's not even their idea. Like the Marxists and the communists didn't come up with the concept of like being landed and being self-sufficient. Like as you said, like Jefferson precedes the Marxists, right? I mean, the classical liberals and Locke and Paine and all those guys. I mean, they were all about that stuff, and so I think we need to come back to something approaching that. That would be my Right, that'll be the last thing I say.
Thank you, Tommy.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Should I reply?
If you want to, yeah. And then I kind of want to wrap. So yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I can tell. All right, don't want to overstay my NA.
Listen, you are always welcome, and anytime that we are hosting the space, everyone is welcome because we thrive on conflict. Go ahead.
Well, I will say that, like, hey, the Marxists, they call themselves materialists, and they would just disagree with you on what the material is. They would say, hey, we care about land too, but we also care a whole hell of a lot more about industry because we're not an agrarian society anymore. What is a lot more relevant now is industrial machinery and who gets to control that. Now, I happen to think that industrial machinery has huge political implications, especially when you decide to voluntarily get rid of it, like the U.S. and Western Hemisphere chose to in the 90s. And we're kind of seeing the results of that in Ukraine, where Russia didn't get rid of its industrial base, and they're able to make something like the amount of shells that NATO produces in a month or in a year that Russia does in a month. And like I say, that definitely has political implications. And so they would disagree that the importance is on the land specifically.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
No, and that's good, man. I saw a couple hands go up while the last comments were being made, but I kind of want to wrap up. So if there's anything pressing, unmute now, and I will recognize Forest Mommy no, you're listening still. Sorry. Go ahead. Whole Grain.
Yeah, thanks. I was just going to say one last thing of I feel like there's varying degrees of self-sufficiency, whether it's you own your own land and you milk your own cow, or you own the means of production by owning a company, or even other people owning it. I think there's varying degrees of that, and the whole Adam Smith, what is it, the wealth of nations? I might be wrong, but isn't that about the production is the wealth of nations, not just a whole bunch of gold in the bank or something like that. But I don't know. I just think that I guess what I'm really saying is there's varying degrees of self-sufficiency, and I think moving towards ultimate freedom, in the sense of retaining rights, retaining freedom of movement, and just economic mobility. I think that's the direction that we all want to move in, I guess. I will resist the urge to go off on a Adam Smith tangent, and we'll just let it close there, I guess.
Come join us on the next one. Tag the LP Mises Caucus and tell them that you want Real Swampcast to host another one.
Hell yeah.
There you go. All right.
Dude, thanks.
Oh, yeah, dude. Listen, we don't care. Like I said.
We thrive on conflict.
That's right, dude.
Wait, did you not hear us?
Yeah. No, listen. The more confrontational speak we can have, the better. I hate being in an echo chamber. I hate trying to be like the purest libertarian. I want to have real discussions about real stuff. We can talk about everything. We can talk about horse cum and couch fucking. We can talk about what self-sufficiency means to you. We can talk about the importance of being involved in local politics. We can do it all, baby. Anyway, and corn. We can talk about talk about corn, dude.
Corn. We can talk about corn.
Yeah.
Corn. And my chickens.
That's right, brother. And listen, I love all you guys. I really appreciate the LP Mises Caucus for letting us take over their space. Hopefully Jeff won't regret it and we'll be able to do it again soon. If you want to see this, if you missed something in the beginning or whatever, find us everywhere at Real Swampcast. You could find it on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube and Rumble. Yep, we're streaming everywhere right now. You can see my ugly mug and the whole space and everything like that. And we're going to be doing the 100th episode on Tuesday. So if you want to see Mitch eat a Pocky chip, and it's an old Pocky chip, it's a 2021 Pocky chip. This is vintage. So it's going to be a great show. That's right. It's going to be a good show. Thank you guys for joining the space. I hopefully, I'm not pro censorship. I like to have everybody talk. The only line we won't cross is Fed posting. You hear me? Okay. So
Fed post.
Yeah, that's right. If you want to meet us offline somewhere, we'll talk. But listen, no Fed posting online. Anyway, thanks for joining, guys.
Join the Discord.
Yeah. Join the Discord. All that's
where we did. That's where we fed for.
Yeah, because we Fed post for Microsoft, not for Google. Anyway. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys. We'll try to do it again. We'll see if Jeff wants us to host another one. We're definitely down. We'll be covering everything from the elections to the debates to all the good stuff. So anyway, thanks for joining, everybody. I'm going to close this fucker out. Has anyone got any let's do a round of the last words from all the speakers that remain. We'll start with Rob. Don't worry, I'll get to you, Dan. Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, man, just follow everything Tim said. We had a really good time on Swampcast. We're a bunch of Florida boys who started this, and it's still going, so that's awesome. And if you like stand-up comedy, follow me at Artist Comedy right there. I'm playing to the crowd, guys. I just did Birmingham with Robbie Bernstein, and you guys are my people. I promise you I will make you laugh.
That's right. You don't think he can fuck? He can fuck. Pride, what's up? You got anything to say before we go? Let's try to keep it closing statement short before we move on.
No, it was nice meeting you guys. Nice
You're not Pride. You're Dan. Okay. No worries. Yeah, man. Good chilling, dude. Josh.
JoshuaHalafka.com. Check out my campaign website, guys. I'll throw some donation bucks in there if you can help me out against a progressive Democrat and a blue stronghold, and maybe we can kick them out and chase my opponent out of office.
There you go.
Otherwise, guys, come check us out on the Swampcast here, Twitch, YouTube, Rumble. Come join our Discord server. Come chat with us and Fed post with us. It's in there. I'll leave you with this. The good doctor gave us the best message at the last LNC convention, which is, if you're not having fun with this, what the fuck are you doing?
That's right.
I'm paraphrasing.
Dan jumped in ahead of Pride, but Tommy, anything you want to say before we bounce out?
Yeah, I'll just leave you with a really sweet John Adams quote. That's cool. This power always thinks it has a great soul and vast views beyond the comprehension of the weak, and that it is doing God service when it is violating all his laws. Remember that.
I like it. Yeah. Whole grain. Want to say anything before we get out of here?
Yeah, guys, I was just going to say thanks for letting me speak and hang out and all of that. And thanks for the follows, too.
Oh, yeah, man.
So, yeah. Dude, I had a blast, so thanks again.
Awesome. And I'm going to get it wrong again. Gray Cadet. I think I got it. Go.
pretty close, man. I just want to say I'm absolutely nobody on no website, no email, so don't follow me. It's totally fun. But I just want to say thank you. And I just want to say one thing is the Mises Caucus is the reason that I'm in the Libertarian Party at this point. So a lot of us kind of are the non-political or non-party type.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that this space allows us to kind of explore a little bit of ideas and stuff that we've been thinking about. And as the country changes, we need more people like this in the space to have these conversations. So although Daniel may not agree with everything we have, I appreciate you coming on this space and having that conversation, because it is important for everyone to hear. So thanks to the Mises Caucus. Thanks to Swamp Creatures, and I'm out.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, follow us at Real Swampcast if you want to see more from us specifically. And if you want to see us host another Mises Caucus space, be sure to ping Jeff Douglas and tell him you want more swamp. Anyway, that's more right. Swamp. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and end it, and we'll talk to you later. Adios. And there we go, man. What a fucking time. God damn, it's 12 o'clock. Holy shit. I still have the room open. We'll see if any of the boys want to join in. Let me put it in here. At host, gonna keep it open. Gonna keep it open 10 minutes. Let's see. Invite guest, copy, drop that fucker there. Boom. Let me join this. Rob, join the link. I'm keeping it open, but no one can hear you. See ya. There we go. I sent it to him. God fucking damn, dude. What a long show. I had a good time though. There were some of the conversation kind of dragged on a little bit for me. There you go, Josh. Some of the conversation kind of dragged on a little bit for me, but overall, it was pretty good. I had a good time.
Yeah, good show. It's a Twitter space. You kind of got to expect it. Like you're gonna get those like autistically like in the weeds type of people with this shit.
That's okay. That's what I was kind of expecting, honestly. Was a bunch of autists to go deep down a rabbit hole about something that I didn't know about, and instead we talked about corn.
Corn, bro, that was like so funny. This man got like autistically like obsessed with like you guys.
I made one analogy. Like
I was like, hey, let me like a person on a joke with like, no, don't do that. I was like, okay, I'm gonna defer that. Never mind. Like, I'm like, bro, I'm gonna like trying to buy like 20 acres of land and start like farming and raising animals. But no, don't let me tell you like how this is gonna work out here. Like how I'm gonna make this work.
Conversation dragging on. No way. That's
no
right.
way. Look, I took 6, 7 hour, 8 hour LPF meetings and drug them down to 45 minutes an hour tops. Like,
yeah,
I'm
that's
the king
about bylaw shit.
Hey Josh, you know, I definitely played a part in helping out with that, implementing some 30-second to a minute, stop times on speakers and two speaks max. That's the way to do it. That's how we had to do it.
I'm talking about cutting the fucking all the reports out of the fucking the LPF meetings, and then all of us just weaponizing fucking Rana to our advantage. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, we only need like I was telling people this meeting in the convention, like, look, guys, like credentials report 2 to the affirmative, 2 to the negative, call the fucking question. 2 back to back to the negative affirmative, call the fucking question. Like, we don't need to spend all day doing this stupid ass gay bullshit. Like, it's fucking dumb and you're wasting time.
And Ronner never takes into account that someone's air condition might be running in the background and no one wants to hear that. Is that what's going on right now?
Oh God, Rob, you just told on yourself. You fucking, you're the best.
I'm in a car.
I'm in a car. I'm in a car. You driving that thing too, bud?
No, I'm just kind of living, dude. I had it. I don't know if the sound's coming through the car stereo or if it's like the mic is the car stereo or the phone. And I had the phone right next to the AC vent, so I just took that.
I'm just hearing like a little like.
It's a hum. Yeah, it's a hum.
It's a little hum.
I finished my bottle, boys. We're good.
I can mute and unmute. I guess we're still live on the YouTube and all the
other. This is strength 6, by the way.
Yeah, we did good. I'm not going to stay on. I'm not going to stay on it too long. I just wanted to get our closing statements, I suppose, without the interruption of the spaces. Let's let Rob go, then Josh, and then I'll close out.
No, I mean, I kind of had to hop in and out, but, I think I got a couple. No one had service out there in Birmingham. I was the only one with service.
You're in bumfuck Birmingham.
Yeah. Well, I hope I got a couple of followers on my comedy page and also for the Swamp. So that was pretty cool and killed it and, plugged everything at the show. So that was nice. And then very, very nice of the Mises Caucus and Jeff Douglas to let us take over their space. It looked like we had solid 30 to 40 people coming in and out the whole time. So I want to hear how it went from y'all's perspective mostly.
Go ahead, Josh.
I mean, I thought it went great. Like, Rob, you kind of hit the nail. It was like, it started off a little slow, like in most spaces do in the beginning. We got about like 30, 40 people pretty steadily. This was with, minimal advertisement and, putting things together and kind of announcing it last minute. So, I mean, I thought it went over really well. We had some good conversations. You know, it went a lot longer than I expected it to. Hit on a bunch of different topics that I thought were, you know, relevant to what's going on right now. And, you know, kind of like you said, Rob, hopefully Jeff Douglas, Mises Caucus, you know, they'll welcome us back again for, you know, another swamp takeover sometime soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope they do. Rob's gonna have to tell us what Jeff has to say. Jeff was texting me during the thing, and he was telling me, like, you know, how's it going? What do you think? And I was like, yeah, it's going great. You know, it's a different audience, so different conversations that we get to have that we don't normally have. So that was all good and well. I said I tried to add him a couple times, and then he messaged me back. He's like, I've been trying to join forever. It's like, well, I don't fucking see your name, dude. Like, I put it on, but yeah, whatever. Hopefully, you know, they do let us come back because it is a different audience. I will say that if you got, I didn't see the numbers on the space because I wasn't on that screen, but it was, you know, if you're saying it was 30, 40, I mean, right now we're showing over 50 on our stuff right now. So like like the whole time it was like that. So like if we're, you know, simulcasting and our simulcast is doing better than their, you know, normal cast, whatever. Hey man, but again, it's a different audience. I like having that different conversation with different people. You know, Dan M, I was trying to not defend him, but like give him room to speak because, you know, you got to have that. And I kept saying it that we thrive on conflict. I truly believe that. I think that competition makes us all better, and the competition of ideas and us fighting, like, that's good, man. That's all good. Get it out in the open. Don't keep it pent up. Don't hide it behind anything. Just be upfront and get about it. And like, let's just have it out. And then we can hug after. It's cool, dude. It's cool. So anyway.
Yeah. How about that Tommy J guy, dude?
He was dropping some truth bombs. Everybody was too sober. They need to respect the 2-drink minimum.
Yeah, too sober.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta get more drunk next time, guys. We gotta get so drunk.
That's true. It doesn't count. Everything he said, I'm just discounting now. It doesn't count.
Yeah. You gotta. I think the beauty of the 2-drink minimum is it takes that edge of autism off that makes you normal, and we have fun.
Or you just get way more autistic like Mitch does.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Well, speaking of Mitch, we'll see you on Tuesday because Mitch is gonna die. Anyway, I'm closing it out, boys. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We're closing it. Real Swampcast.
Night, guys.